From Hollywood, the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show for Hormel and Spam. Crazy people. Spam, rebop, boom, spam. George Burns and Gracie Allen. Artie Shaw and his orchestra. For singing glee, we're the Smoothies Three. Last but not least, and with Bud Heaston. Yes, sirree, folks. It's Burns and Allen night at your house. Another gay show and a swell suggestion for an easy summer supper that will give your family or guests plenty to eat. Get a can of Spam, S-P-A-M. Spam is tender, juicy, delicious meat, all ready to eat the minute you zip open the can. Slice this grand-tasting meat and serve with a mound of potato salad nestled in crisp, chilled lettuce, tomato stuffed with cottage cheese, or with a cool vegetable salad. It's hearty enough to please the huskiest He-Man appetite. And Spam saves kitchen time. No fuss, no bother. Ask your food dealer for Spam tomorrow. Then surprise your family with taste-tempting Spam and salad. And try the other easy recipes on the label. You'll find you can fry Spam, dice it, slice it, bake it. Because cold or hot, Spam hits the spot. And here are those two delightful people, the stars of our show, George and Gracie.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, Gracie, what did you do yesterday?
I went to Catalina.
Oh, did you go alone?
Well, naturally.
Well, that's fine.
But can I have my compact back? It's in your pocket.
Oh, so you were there alone?
Well, here, Gracie, which one is yours?
Oh. Finally got ourselves a romantic kid on the show.
Oh, he's a regular Casanova.
You mean Casanova?
George, when I kiss him, they're caving over.
Oh, yes, caving over.
Get it?
Yeah, this is my smart week this week.
Oh, say, George. George, would you come here a moment, please?
Oh, gladly, Buck.
Say,
gladly.
George, I'd like to work with Gracie. It looks so easy.
It does, huh? Would you like to try it?
Would I? Oh, boy. Well, how do I start?
Well, all you've got to do is walk up to Gracie and say, "How was your brother?" Then she talks for about 5 years.
All I say is, how is your brother?
Yes, but Bud, I've got a little TL for you.
Yeah?
In case you get in trouble, and there is a slight possibility.
Yeah?
Just sing Nola.
Nola?
Yeah, you know, daddly-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo.
Oh, well, then I start by saying, Gracie, how's your brother?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
I'll be standing right here. Take it nice and easy, Bud.
Yeah. Gracie?
Yeah?
Gracie, how's your brother?
Oh, the most terrible thing happened last night.
Did?
We were awakened in the middle of the night, and there was my brother sitting up in bed, and his eyes were sticking out of his head.
His eyes were sticking out of his head. Well,
Yeah.
What did you do?
What did we do? We sent for a doctor, of course.
Well, what did the doctor do?
Well, he took Ann Sheridan's picture off the wall, and we all went back to sleep again.
Gracie, where is your brother now?
Oh, he's in the East. He went to see that prize fighter, you know, the one who fights without any clothes on.
There's a prize fighter who fights without any clothes on?
Yeah, that's what my brother said in his letter. Just saw Galento fight bear.
Well, Gracie, what does your brother do for a living?
Oh, he's very well fixed.
Oh, yes.
He has 2 cars, lots of clothes, and he goes to Palm Springs for the winter and Lake Arrowhead for the summer.
Well, what does he do for a living?
Oh, he's a son-in-law.
Gracie, what did your brother do before that?
Oh, he was married before, you know. He's the one who was a knife thrower in vaudeville, and his wife was his assistant.
Oh, he used to throw knives at his wife.
Uh-huh. But one day before he went on the stage, he had a little too much to drink.
Well, what happened?
He got married again.
Well, Gracie, your brother, he sounds like quite a character.
Oh, he is. You know, when he was a little boy, he played a trick on my father. He switched the hot and cold faucet in the bathtub.
Was your father angry?
No, but he will be when he finds out.
Gracie, is that the brother with the scar on his neck?
Oh, yes, the appendicitis scar.
Appendicitis scar? Appendicitis is way down on the side of the stomach, you
Yeah,
see.
I know, but he was so ticklish they
They
had
had
to
to operate up here, yes. I thought so. Bud, are you happy?
No.
I thought so. Well, here are the smoothies.
Hello, Spam.
Well, it's very pretty.
Oh,
but,
beautiful.
Yes, it's really something. Smoothies, can't you say anything without swinging like that?
Surely, George. Anyone can do it, nothing to it. Spam, jam, high diddle did. Now we're jiving, so take it, kid.
Oh, stop with that. Take it.
Oh, beautiful,
See, I used to be a dancer, and every time I hear "Take It, Kid," I go right into my dance.
Oh, sure. You know, George used to dance for a living.
Did he make much money?
10 cents a dance.
I used to wear a bathing suit. I was Jansen with tears in my eyes. Well, never mind. Now the Smoothies are going to sing the Woodpecker song. Just a minute, Smoothies. Come in.
This is what I do for a living.
Hello, everybody. Oh, hello,
Say,
Bubble.
sound man, stop slamming the doors. You're going to break down the whole building. I know you're a very intellectual fella because you told me last week you went 4 years to Harvard. And if you think that being a sound man is beneath your dignity, why don't you go back to your family?
Mr. Burns, I have 2 brothers. When my older brother graduated from Harvard, the dean told him he'd become a great scientist. He later won the Nobel Prize.
I see.
When my other brother graduated from Harvard, the dean told him he'd be a great playwright. He later won the Pulitzer Prize.
That's so.
When I graduated from Harvard, the dean said that I showed more promise than both my brothers put together. That was 10 years ago. This is what I do for a living.
Say, sound man, I'm really feel sorry for you, but don't give up. After all, someday you may be like me.
George, don't discourage him.
Don't think I've got any talent, huh? Bubbles, what do you want?
Well, Gracie, you know, today is your grandfather's birthday. He's 92 years old. Yeah, I know. I got him a gift order.
You did? Mm-hmm. What is the gift?
2 lessons from Madame Lazanga.
It's 6 lessons from Madame Lazanga.
Oh, he'll never last that long.
I know your grandfather, neither will Madame Lazanga.
Well, anyway, Gracie, tonight we're giving him that surprise party. And in order to get him out of the house, I had a promise to take him down to Earl Carroll's Vanities. Well, did you take him there? No. I took him up to Mount Wilson Observatory, and he spent 2 hours looking through their giant telescope.
What about Earl Carroll's Vanities?
Well, what do you think he was looking at?
Where's the kid now?
He's downstairs in the car. Oh, well, send him up, and we'll keep him here until the party tonight. All right, goodbye.
4 years in Harvard.
Oh, quiet.
Oh, now listen, everybody. After the show, you're all invited to my grandpa's surprise party. Oh, we're going to have more fun, and there's going to be a big cake with 6 candles on it, and...
6 candles?
Uh-huh.
Your grandfather is 92 years old.
Yeah, but the cake is only 6.
Oh, I see. It's the cake's birthday, too. Smoothies, we're waiting.
He's up each morning bright and early to wake up all the neighborhood, to bring to every boy and girlie his happy serenade on wood. Hear him picking at a melody, peck, peck, pecking at the same old tree. He's as happy as a bumblebee all day long. You serenade your lady, just find a tree that's shady. And when you hear that tick, 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 sing right along. Come on and try his rhythm, and let your heart beat with him. Just listen to that tick, 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 happy little woodpecker song. Listen, peck, 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 peck. All together, let your hearts beat in rhythm to the woodpecker song. He's up each morning bright and early to to wake up all the neighborhood, to mingle every boy and girlie, his happy serenade on wood, picking out a melody, pecking at the same old tree, happy as a bumblebee all day long, to serenade your lady, just on a tree that's shady. And when you hear that tick 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 tick, sing along. Come on and try his rhythm, and let your heart beat with him. And when you hear that tick 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 tick, happy little woodpecker song, just hear him peck, 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 just hear him tick, tick, tick. He's up east on with a song. Woodpecker, woodpecker song. He peps like a heifer, pepper peps like a pepper, step, step, steps like a stepper. Woodpecker, woodpecker song.
Well, kids, that was really a grand number.
You liked it, George? We're glad you did. But now's your chance, so take it, kid. Yes, sir.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Stop with that take it, kid. You know I can't keep my feet still. But it does bring back memories of vaudeville. I can see my billing right now in front of the theater. George, Burns, and Gurley. Fantastic steppers. What a vehicle. Remember, Gracie, how I used to jump 4 feet in the air and click my heels?
Oh, yeah. And Variety said that was the only thing in the act that clicked.
Hey, wait a minute. Burns and Gurley was the name of the dancing act. Who was Gurley?
May Robeson.
All right, Gracie. So we're all invited to your grandfather's 92nd birthday party tonight, huh?
Oh, George, please. Don't ever let my grandpa hear you say he's 92.
Why not?
Well, he goes around telling everybody he's only 90.
Gracie, remember my birthday party last year?
Oh, sure.
Remember the birthday cake?
Yeah, with 30 candles on it.
Oh, there were a few more than that.
Not on the piece I had.
Say, George,
Yes.
I don't know about your age, but you certainly know how to wear clothes.
Oh, thanks.
That blue suit with that red tie certainly is a swell combination.
Oh, thanks, Bud.
It's like Spam with chili sauce.
Oh, thanks, Bud.
I've listened to you on the radio month in and month out, and you're really great all year round.
Oh, thanks, Bud.
Like Spam, it keeps so well. Doesn't need any refrigeration.
Thanks, Bud.
At a dinner table, there's nothing more beautiful. What coloring? How enticing and so pretty.
Oh, thanks, Bud.
I don't mean you.
Oh, I know you mean Spam.
No, I mean Hetty Lamar.
Oh. Well, of course, that's a swell dish, too.
I'm crazy about Spam.
Oh, Bud.
Say, Bud,
What is it, Gracie?
give George back his compact.
Oh, quiet.
Which one is yours,
Oh,
George?
quiet. Hello? Just a minute. Gracie, it's for you.
Hello, this is Gracie Allen, Spam's meatheart speaking.
Oh, meatheart instead of sweetheart.
Oh, hello, Bessie. How are the preparations for Grandpa's surprise party coming along? What? You burned the rice pudding? Oh, there's nothing to be worried about? You put ungantine on it?
That ought to help, yes.
Oh, what? Oh, don't worry. When Grandpa arrives, we'll keep him here. Now, I can't hear you, Bessie. Talking to the mouthpiece. What? You took the mouthpiece off the phone? Oh, you're using it as a cookie cutter for cupcakes.
Oh.
What?
Have a little trouble there.
Well, why can't you hear me? Well, hold the receiver closer to your ear. Oh, you're mashing potatoes with it.
This ought to be some party, boy.
Say, Bessie, what are you using for a centerpiece on the table? What, Swiss cheese?
Swiss cheese. That ought to make a beautiful centerpiece.
Oh, sure. She puts the flowers in the little holes.
Oh, very nice arrangement, yes.
What, Bessie? You only have a dozen doilies? Oh, that'll never be enough. I can eat that many myself.
They're delicious with paper napkins.
Say,
Always have.
Bessie, what about the boiled duck? How's it coming along? What? You can't keep any water in the pot? Why not? Oh, the duck keeps drinking it.
You mean the duck is living?
If you call that living.
Well, let's break this up. This is Well, Artie Shaw, what are you going to play tonight?
Well, George, we've got a new and little different arrangement of April showers.
Oye, maestro, mejor no vamos a... No me gusta ese número, tocamos a otra cosa.
Okay, Senor Lee.
Gracias.
Okay, George, I guess we'll have to play Alice Blue Gown.
I see. Just because your South American guitar player, Senor Lee, who can't even speak a word of English, doesn't happen to like April showers, you're not going to play it.
That's right.
But the April showers is a beautiful number. Oh, when April showers will come your way. They bring flowers to their glowing May.
George.
And when it's
George.
George. Oh, yeah.
George,
Yes.
is that April showers?
Certainly.
No, I don't like it either.
You don't like it.
That's right.
Boy, I must really be lousy.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, Artie, play Alice Blue Gown.
Okay, my sweet little Alice Blue Gown.
Hey, Senor Lee, wait for your cue. What are you starting so soon for?
Hurry up. I got a date.
He's got a date.
George, please, this is my problem. All right, boys, ready? 1, 2.
3, 4.
Look, Senor Lee, we're doing a broadcast. It's Monday. We're on the air, and we must be finished before Friday.
Tú no te metes conmigo porque mi jefe es ese, ¿verdad?
Take it easy. I can't understand what you're saying.
Foreigner.
Foreigner? Look, Artie, I've got a T.O. for you. If you don't get rid of that guy, I'm going to get rid of you.
Now you're cooking with gas.
Senor Lee, I've had about enough out of you. I'm the boss of this program, and I expect to be on this show for many years.
Si caes a todos como me caes a mí con esos chistes malos, yo creo que no va a estar por tantos años.
What did he say?
Don't send out your laundry.
All right, Artie. Alice Blue Gown.
Say, Gracie, can I borrow you for a moment?
Will you pay me back?
Yes. First, I want to tell you what every woman should know. Now, you and I have a date, Gracie.
Where are we going?
Follow me. Now, here we are standing in your nearest food store.
Oh, it certainly was near.
Now, do you see those cans of Spam on the shelf?
Yes.
Well, take one and look at the sentence on the label.
Pork shoulder meat with ham meat added.
Mm-hmm. Now, there is the secret of Spam's goodness and quality. Spam is not only a pure pork product, but is a perfect blend of the choicest cuts. Pork shoulder, the juiciest, sweetest meat, combined with ham meat, well known for tenderness and flavor. Hormel is proud to tell you right on the label of the Spam can exactly what Spam is made of. And when you take home a can of Spam, you give your family delicious, tender meat everyone will say is swell. Try one new way to serve Spam this week. Use the easy recipes you'll find on the label. You'll discover you can fry Spam for breakfast, serve it cold for lunch just as it comes from the can, or bake Spam whole for dinner. Get a supply tomorrow. Ask your food dealer for SPAM Spam.
Well, I'll do it.
Slice it, dice it, try it, bake it, cold or hot, Spam hits the spot.
Nicely done. Artie, I really loved Alice Blue Gown. But the thing I enjoy most is when you pick up that clarinet. You're really swinging. You're just jiving there.
That's Shaw. When he swings it, he's right in the grave.
In the grave? Senor Lee, you mean in the groove?
Yes, Senor, in the grave means I'm dead, buried, finished.
That's right.
Million guitar players of the union, and I had to wind up with this one.
Yeah, George,
What is it?
come here.
Oh, secret.
Yes.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, I found out plenty about that Senor Lee. I had dinner with a certain party last night, and all he spoke about was Senor Lee.
Well, who did you have dinner with?
Senor Lee.
You had dinner with Senor Lee?
That's right.
Stop with that. That's right. I don't want to hear any more. That's right. I've had enough of that's right.
That's right.
Oh, quiet.
And George,
What is it?
I heard that every day Artie Shaw goes down to the drugstore and drinks a malted milk through his clarinet.
A malted milk through his clarinet?
Uh-huh.
How did that leak out?
Through the holes.
Well, that's the last straw.
4 years and a half.
Quiet. Look, Gracie. Look who's here.
Well, don't tell me it's my grandpa.
Well, I ain't a bag of flour, but I've been through the mill. Yahoo! Pick me up, Grace.
Well, he practically fainted. How do you revive him?
Well, just fan him.
Fan him with what?
With Dorothy Lamour. Yahoo! Pick me up, Grace.
Dorothy Lamour?
Yeah, I was out with Dorothy Lamour and she kissed me.
She kissed you?
Oh, yes, George. And they were very happy, the four of them.
The four of them?
Yes, Dorothy, Grandpa, and the two men who held them up.
Yeah, sticks and stones may break my bones, but she's just the one that can do it. Yahoo!
Yo-ho, hold your hats, boys. There he goes again.
Pick me up, Grace.
Come on, Grandpa. Get up on your feet and stay there.
Mr. Burns.
Now it's the sound man. What do you want?
An old man, 92 years old, does nothing all day long but run around with Dorothy Lamour.
So what?
This is what I do for a living.
Sound man, this may surprise you, but you're not the only one on this program with a brain.
Oh, thanks, George.
You're welcome.
Grandpa, I want you to meet the cast. Now, this is Bud Heaston, our announcer.
Well, hello, Grandpa.
Well, hello, buddy boy. I'm an announcer, too.
An announcer?
Yeah, an announcer to A Maiden's Prayer. Ain't that a killer?
Gracie, what does this grandpa of yours want?
Well, he'd like to be 65 and then 21 and then 65 and then 21 and then
65 and then 21. Well, what is that for?
Well, he wants to be old enough to get Social Security and young enough to enjoy it.
That's nice work if you can get it.
Oh, well, Grandpa, these are the smoothies.
These are the smoothies? Well, blow me down.
Hello.
Darned if they didn't. Pick me up, Grace.
Gracie.
Yeah, what is it?
I want to ask you something. What happens at home with this young George Ollis?
Oh, my grandma has a terrific time between him and the furnace.
Between your grandpa and the furnace?
Yeah, every time she watches one, the other goes out.
Well, I've had enough.
Oh, Artie, I want you to meet my grandpa. Grandpa, Grandpa, where are you? Come here.
Be with you in a minute, Grace. So long, kid.
So long, honey.
Well, here comes, love comes to Andy Hardening of the arteries. Waited for 4 days.
Grandpa, this is Artie Shaw.
Hello, Grandpa.
Hiya, Corny.
I'm corny.
That's right.
Senor Lee, if you don't stop butting in, I'll have to punch you in the nose.
Anybody show their face around here and say that, I kill him.
Well, why don't you kill me?
You call that a face?
Get out, get out.
This is what I do for a living.
Hey, sound man, you see, most of us do things that we don't want to do for a living. Take me, for instance. When I started out, I worked very hard. And after many years, I finally clicked. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was an accident.
Mr. Burns, the reason for your success is that you have something that nobody else has got.
Really?
Where did you get Miss Allen?
Well, I've got a TL for you. Grandpa, get away from those drums. Gracie, surprise party or no surprise party? Do we have to keep him here?
Oh, George, you'll spoil the whole thing.
Isn't there any way that we can quiet this old guy?
Well, do what we do at home.
Well, what do you do at home?
Well, we just give him pictures of glamour stars and bathing beauties, and he sits in a rocking chair and sings.
Well, what does he sing?
Wishing will make it so.
Well, he certainly picked out a nice number.
Hey, Grandpa, give me back my clarinet.
Yeah, here you are, Artie boy.
Wait a minute, Grandpa. Take your teeth.
Gracie, will you talk to him?
Oh, yeah, Grandpa, you're going to need them for the surprise party I'm giving you tonight.
You gave away the whole thing.
Well, say, Grace, I can't make it tonight. Kind of got a date with Greta Garbo.
Greta Garbo? 92-year-old guy like you has got a date with Greta Garbo? Hello?
That's right.
That's all right.
While we're waiting for George and Gracie to return, let me suggest an easy way to give your family a grand summer supper. Serve Spam and salad. Get a can of Spam when you shop tomorrow. Open and slice this tender, delicious meat. A perfect companion for your favorite salad. You'll say it's great, too, because Spam is economical to use. So easy to fix. Surprise your family with Spam and salad tomorrow.
Thank you, Bud. Well, Gracie, say good night.
Oh, good night. Oh, George.
Yeah?
George, look at the lovely roses Ray Noble just sent me.
Ray Noble?
Uh-huh.
Oh, where are the flowers?
Oh, right here in the package of seeds.
Good night, all.
Listen again next Monday night, same time and stations, for another George Burns, Gracie Allen production with Artie Shaw and his orchestra and the Smoothies, brought to you by Hormel and Spam. Until then, this is Bud Heaston reminding you to remember that cold or hot, Spam hits the spot. Good night. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show for Hormel and Spam.
Crazy people. Spam, rebop, boom, spam. George Burns and Gracie Allen. Artie Shaw and his orchestra, the singing glee, we're the Smoothies three. Last but not least, and with Bud Heaston.
Yes, it's Burns and Allen night at your house again. Fun and laughs with George and Gracie, and a hint on how you can laugh at old man warm weather. Serve Spam and vegetable salad. There's a cool, inviting meal you can summon to your table at a moment's notice. A meal that gives the family plenty to eat. Easy? Sure. Just open a can of Spam, spelled S-P-A-M, slice and put on a plate with the salad. Those juicy, tender slices of Spam really make the meal. Spam is grand-tasting meat with a flavor that's downright good. So ask your food dealer for Spam. Serve it tomorrow. Try those easy recipes on the label. Then you can vacation from the kitchen and have a good laugh on old man warm weather. And now for the stars of our show, those two Spam ambassadors of fun, George and Gracie.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Gracie.
Hello, Bud. What do you think of the hot weather we've been having?
Oh, boy, I wish I knew how to keep cool.
Oh, I know what we could do, Bud. We can go down to the beach and sit in the sand, and I'll hold your hand, and you can hug me, and I can kiss you, and then
Gracie,
you can kiss...
will that cool us off?
No, but we may as well enjoy the heat, if you know what I mean.
I think he knows what you mean, and Gracie, quiet about the heat. The tourists might be listening.
Tourist? What's a tourist?
What's a tourist?
Yeah.
Look, Gracie, let's say you leave the studio, you cross Hollywood and Vine, you get on a bus.
Oh, it's impossible.
What's impossible?
To cross Hollywood and Vine.
All right, forget Hollywood and Vine. You get on a train in Los Angeles and you travel and travel and travel and travel. What are you?
Still in Los Angeles.
Well, I'll try to explain what a tourist is again. I'm in the Brown Derby eating
What are you eating?
a chicken sandwich.
White meat or dark meat?
What's the difference?
$3.20.
Well, then I come out of the Brown Derby. There are people waiting out there with paper and pencils.
Are they waiting for you?
Yes. What are they?
Creditors.
It's still very warm, and as a matter of fact, it's getting hotter, bud.
Well, George, if you're that warm, why don't you do what my brother does?
What does he do?
Well, he knows how to keep cool.
He does?
Yeah, every morning he spends 2 hours under a cold shower.
Well, how does he stand that?
He doesn't turn the water on.
Which brother is that?
Well, that's the one who's smarter than I am.
Oh, the half-wit, the tall one.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The good-looking kid.
Yes.
The golfer.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one who got his head caught in the Frigidaire.
His head got caught in the Frigidaire.
Well, yeah, you see, he didn't believe the light went out when you closed the door.
Well, of course, that's a nice way to keep cool.
No, I don't think so. That's a crazy way.
Bet it is.
The best thing to do is what my daddy thought of yesterday.
What's that?
Well, he attached an electric fan to his nose.
Attached an electric fan to his nose?
Yes.
Where's your daddy now?
Flying over Kansas City.
I really think I was better off with the tourists.
What's the tourist?
Quiet. Come in.
4 years in Harvard, and all I do is open and close doors.
Sound man, stop grumbling and open the door.
I'll do it, but my heart isn't in it.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Burns, you've got a wonderful program, and I think you're great. And I've come all the way from New York to Los Angeles to get your autograph.
Well, you're just in time, mister. I've been trying to explain to Gracie what a tourist is. Now, if you came all the way from New York to Los Angeles and you want my autograph, what are you?
Your brother Willie, remember?
Well, just for that, go back to the hotel and take my suit off. Quickly. Sound man, these door slams that you give out each week are going to knock down the building.
Mr. Burns, Bing Crosby says, boo-boo-boo-boo. For that, he gets $10,000. Ted Lewis is everybody happy, $12,000. Jack Benny, terrific vocabulary. Instead of saying hello again, jello again, $20,000. I have translated into English the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics discovered on the tomb of King Herod III, covering the period from the Second Dynasty through the Peloponnesian Wars. And this is what I do for a living.
Well, all right. Right after the broadcast, I'll give you a gold star and a Tootsie Roll. And now the Smoothies, Babs, Charlie, and Little are going to sing a very...
Señor Burns, con permiso, quiero decir una cosa, por favor.
A guitar player. Senor Lee, what is it now?
There's one member in the orchestra who sings much better than the Smoothies. He is the greatest singer in the country, but he is too modest to tell you.
Who was that?
Me.
You're the greatest singer in the country?
You really think so?
So the Smoothies will sing...
Hey, George, I finally got it. Now, how could I have been so stupid? I know what a tourist is.
Well, good. What is a tourist?
Your brother Willie.
Gracie, a tourist is a person who travels from place to place and never stops.
Oh, Eleanor Roosevelt.
You guessed it. And now the Smoothies will sing...
¿Qué pasó? ¿No me vas a dejar cantar o qué? ¿Qué va a pasar?
Okay, Senor Lee, as long as you're such a good singer, come up here. I'd like to hear you sing. Introduction, Artie.
Not in the mood.
Well, he's not in the mood. Well, never mind. Artie, what are you going to play tonight?
A little French number entitled Le Pleuvoir d'Avril.
What does that mean in English?
April showers.
Why did you say it in French?
Well, Senor Lee doesn't like the number, and he doesn't understand French.
Why doesn't Senor Lee like April showers? Why, it's a beautiful number. When April showers will come your way home.
What's the matter?
Well, Artie, I suppose if Senor Lee doesn't like it, you'll have to play something else.
Yep, tonight I'm going to play Temptation.
Fine. Why he puts up with that Senor Lee is more than I can understand.
Say, George, you just don't understand the Latin people, that's all.
But you do, huh?
Well, I was in South America. I know exactly how they live. All night long, they sit under the moon and make love. And
They sit under the moon all night and make love?
Yeah.
What do they do in the daytime?
Well, they sit under the sun and cool off.
Artie, Temptation, please. That was Temptation by the #1 band of the nation. It's pretty cute. And really, Artie, I've never heard you play that number. I've never heard you play that number so well before. That was right.
Well, it's mighty nice of you to say that, George.
I really mean it, Artie.
Do you care to smoke a cigar with me?
Oh, I'd love to.
All right, I'll smoke it down here, and then you can have it.
Well, thanks, kid.
Say, George, while I Shaw was doing his number, our costumes arrived for the kitty party.
Oh, Gracie, are you and George going to a kitty party tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Look, Gracie, I'll go to the Coconut Grove because I love it. And I love Eddie Duchin's music. But I'm not getting into that Lord Fauntleroy suit. Some fun I had at the last kitty party. I spent 10 minutes bobbing for apples.
And 20 minutes bobbing for your teeth.
That was a cute sight. All those grown-up movie stars with lollipops in their mouths.
Well, all of them didn't have lollipops.
No?
Joey Brown had a chocolate-covered shovel.
Kitty parties. It's not bad enough that you have to go dressed up like 5-year-old rollicking Rollo. You've got to entertain with the tiny tot stuff. After all, I'm not exactly 5 years old.
You're not exactly 10.
Certainly.
Not exactly 20.
That's right.
Not exactly 40.
Quiet.
I can go on like this for years.
But just don't. But how old do I look to you?
Well, roughly, George, your face looks about 30.
There you are, Gracie.
But smooth it out and it looks at least 60.
There you are, George.
Not going to that kitty party. They want you to entertain. What are you going to do, Gracie?
Oh, I know a very cute story. It goes like this. Story. Once there was a nice little boy, and he saw a little angleworm who had nobody to play with. And the nice little boy felt so sorry for the little angleworm that he took out his penknife and he cut the little angleworm in half, and then he said, "Now, little angleworm will have somebody to play with." That's my story.
That's very cute, but you see, I don't know any stories.
George, here's a little poem you can tell. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown. See Dr. Cowan, credit dentist.
I'm still not performing.
Oh, George, look, here's one. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating a can of Spam. He stuck in his thumb and pulled out some meat, which is not only a pure pork product, but is a perfect blend of the choicest cuts, pork shoulder, the juiciest, sweetest meat, combined with ham meat, well known for tenderness and flavor, and said, "What a good boy am I."
Well, I'm still not performing.
Well, George, why don't you do a little poem like this?
I don't want to hear it.
Good. I always use a dial phone. With me, it never fails. I never get my number, but it manicures my nails.
Gracie, I'm still not performing.
Mr. Burns, if you'll allow a sound man.
Allow it.
Here is a simple little poem which I recited when I was 6 years old. Poem. Species aromatic Rosa bacilli are red. Species genus Viola septuri are blue. C2H4O16 is a split carbohydrate. And so are you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Why did you do that,
You think I ought to do that one?
I love that one.
Still not performing.
Senor Burns, I have a children's poem.
Well, keep it.
I'm a little wildflower, growing wilder every hour. Nobody tries to cultivate me. Caramba, do I smell.
Boys, look, I've got a TL for you. Forget the poems, and I'm not going.
Oh, but I've got a beautiful costume for you. Little short pants and a busted brown collar and a big bow and a little sailor hat. Oh, you look awfully cute.
Dapper, huh?
No, you're too old to wear dappers.
Oh, well, And now the smoothies will sing Meet
Senor
the Sun
Burns,
Halfway.
also, I think maybe I sing now.
Well, I think maybe I let you, and I hope you're in the mood. Introduction, Artie.
Not in the mood.
Senor Lee, I don't think you ever sang in your life.
Que barbaridad. I sang Carmen in South America.
Well, I was there.
Quiet.
I can picture it now. There I am in the middle of the arena, the greatest singer in the world.
Oh, dressed like a toreador.
Thousands of people applauding. The lights dim down. I open my mouth.
And the bull rushes out.
Oh, Smoothies, the song.
Stop hiding behind a pillow whenever the dawn looks gray. Get up, come on, get out, and meet the sun halfway. There may be a fortune waiting, or maybe an ache to play. Get up, come on, get out, and meet the sun halfway. Get into the tub as you begin to rub and scrub. Give out with your version of the road to Mandalay. Don't ever expect the bright side served up to you on a tray. Get up, come on, get out, you're late, and meet the sun halfway. You had a good night, you didn't count sheep. Enough for that, going back to sleep. Hey, sleepyhead, don't you know what you're missing? Hey, sleepyhead, life can really be gay, so stop hiding behind a pillow whenever dawn looks gray. Get up, get out, get on your way, and meet the sun halfway. There may be a fortune waiting, or maybe an ache to play. Get up, get out, and meet the sun halfway. Get into the tub, and start to rub and scrub. Why don't you give out with your version of the road to Mandalay? Don't ever expect the bright side served up to you on a tray. Why don't you get up, get out, and meet the sun halfway? Come on, get up, it's sunny outside. Get out of bed, you're on the right side. You meet the sun halfway.
Smoothies, you did a grand job.
Oh, George, can I take the microphone for a second here?
Sure.
Excuse me, please. I got a little problem here. See, platter, scatter, fatter. Gosh, gee, platter, chatter.
My goodness, Bo, what's the matter?
Well, I got another swell poem here, Gracie, except that I can't make the last line rhyme.
Oh, well, I'm good at that. Give me the test and I'll do my best. Oh, you see?
That's very cute. Hey, go ahead. In the good old summertime, have something just right when you dine. You'll make a hit with Spam on a platter. Well, that's where I'm stuck, Gracie. I need something to rhyme with platter.
Well, that's easy, but listen. You'll make a hit with Spam on a platter. For real, you know, there's nothing better.
Nothing better. Not bad, Gracie, and thanks. That's what I needed to get me started on a swell suggestion for a grand warm weather meal. A Spam summer platter. Open a can or two of Spam, S-P-A-M, slice and arrange around a large platter. Next, a circle of luscious sliced tomatoes, then a ring of your favorite cheese sliced. Decorate the platter with crisp celery, radishes, olives, and raw carrots. With potato salad, iced tea or coffee, and a simple dessert, you bring to your table a perfect summer meal. Just wait until Dad and the youngsters taste those juicy slices of Spam. Delicious meat that pleases every appetite because Spam is meat with a hearty He-Man flavor. You'll like it, too, because Spam is so easy to use. Ready to eat just as it comes from the can, Spam is always handy because it keeps without refrigeration. Serve a Spam summer platter soon. Ask your food dealer for Spam when you shop tomorrow and try the easy recipes on the label. Then you'll discover that cold or hot, Spam hits the spot.
Slice it, dice it, fry it, bake it, cold or hot, Spam hits the spot.
Smoothies, that was really swell. It was,
See, George, I saw all the costumes for the kiddie party tonight, and Georgie Jessel's wife's costume is the prettiest.
It is, huh?
Yes, oh, it's very cute. She's going to wear little bobby socks and a little baby bonnet and a little white play dress and a blue sash on it.
Probably be very happy in a thing like that.
Well, she should be. It was her wedding gown.
Well, it's too bad, Gracie. I won't be able to see the dress.
Why?
We won't get there until after 9, and Mrs. Jessel will be home before that.
Oh, doctor's orders?
No, the curfew law.
Curfew law?
Yes.
What's that?
It's a law that's just been passed in California. It's for the protection of juveniles.
Who are they?
Before you were 18, what were you?
17.
According to the new curfew law, if you're under 18 and you're out after 9 o'clock, an officer comes up and serves you with a writ.
Just me?
No. If your brother is out, the officer comes up and serves him with a writ. And if his brother is out, he serves him with a writ. Now, do you know what it is?
Yeah, the Ritz brothers.
The only one who can explain a law like this to you, Gracie, is a jurist. But you don't even know what a jurist is.
I do, too.
What's a jurist?
You cross Hollywood and Vine, you get in a bus, and you think it's your brother Willie. Turns out to be Eleanor Roosevelt.
Look, curfew is a thing that's impossible to explain to an idiot.
Mr. Burns, I think I can explain it to you.
Well, thanks, sound man. Thanks, oodles. I'll admit I haven't had a college education, so no matter what you're explaining, you're wasting your time because I can't understand it. So go back to your door.
Peasant.
That's what I do for a living. How did I get mixed up in a thing like this?
No, none of this would have happened if you put on your kitty costume in the first place.
All right, I'll go off stage and put it on right now. And I'll leave it to the rest of the cast and see if it doesn't look silly.
All right, well, come right back.
Yes, I'll be right back.
Oh, Bud, I wish you were going to the party.
Yeah, so do I.
It's going to be a swell party. Mickey Rooney is going to bring Ann Sheridan and Charles Boyer.
That's a funny thing. If Mickey Rooney is bringing Ann Sheridan with that new curfew law, Mickey will have to be home by 9 o'clock.
Yeah, or else he'll be arrested for arson.
Arson? Gracie, arson means burned up.
Well, if you had to leave Ann Sheridan at 9 o'clock, you'd be burned up, too.
Well, it sure is tough on these kids with these curfew officers, but, boy, I'd give anything to go to the party.
Well, I've just got 2 tickets for the kiddie party. One is George's and one is mine. Oh, wait a minute. George is getting dressed up as a baby. We can phone the curfew officer. He'll take George home and put him to bed, and you and I can go to the party.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, why didn't I think of that? Oh, dear. Who knows the number of the curfew officer?
Well, I think it's a rotten trick you're playing on as nice a fellow as George. The number is Gladstone 1131.
Oh.
Well, I'll go and call him.
But now, don't forget, everybody, when George comes in, tell him how nice and young he looks.
Okay.
Uh-oh, here he comes.
Here I am. Dad.
Oh, how are you, little boy? Where's your mama? See, George, that's how young you look. I didn't know you.
Oh, stop. Artie, how do you like me in my kitty costume? When I walked in, did you notice my rattle?
Yeah, you ought to get your joints oiled.
Just for that, I'll take my Shirley Temple doll and fracture your skull.
That's a nice bow you've got on your hat, George.
Thanks.
It's a nice bow. It's a nice bow you have in your legs.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, Bud, you shouldn't say things like that about George.
Thanks, Gracie.
Legs like his are few and far between.
Yeah?
Pardon me, but I got a call from a Mr. Heaston. Oh, so I guess you're the little girl, or boy. What a cute little boy, and what a cute outfit. How old are you?
Uggle, glubble, glubble.
My, you look older than that.
All right, so I'm uggle, glubble, glubble and a half.
A little 5-year-old boy smoking cigars?
Yes, and I dink, too.
What?
I dink.
Oh, George, you can speak plainer than that.
Well, come along with me, my little man.
I can't. I gotta go to a party at the Coconut Dove.
I'm the curfew officer.
We're gonna have a lot. Wait a minute, brother. I happen to be a very old man. Mister, did you ever see a 5-year-old with a face like mine?
Yeah, I came in second yesterday at Hollywood Park.
I don't know who framed this, but all I know is that I'm not going to any kiddie party. Here, Gracie, you can have the ticket.
Oh, thanks. Oh, come on, curfew officer. We're going to a party.
Well, Gracie, are you going out with that curfew officer? What about me?
Well, you can go with him next week.
I'll go to the party, Miss Allen, but I'll have to take you home by 9 o'clock.
Oh, I'm over 18.
But I'm not.
Well, that's fine.
Bueno, entonces, ¿qué pasó? ¿Siempre voy a cantar o no?
Artie, what does the senor want now?
Now he's in the mood to sing.
Well, all right, come down here and sing.
But is the audience in the mood?
Audience, are you in the mood?
They're not in the mood.
Well, all right, senor. Don't sing and don't bother me and don't come back next week.
Senor Burns, that did it.
Oh, you're going to quit?
No, now I'm in the mood.
Oh, sorry.
Una vez más te pido yo que me perdones, te pido que no me abandones, ¿qué hago sin ti? Una vez más quiero besar tu linda boca, ciego de amor y pasión loca que siento por ti. Yo tu belleza no la olvido, pues es difícil de olvidar. Tu nombre siempre lo bendigo, aunque tú me hiciste un gran mal. Te pido una vez más, quiero besar tu linda boca, ciego de amor y pasión loca que siento por ti. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole. Una vez más. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole. Una vez más.
George and Gracie have asked me to suggest you try a Spam summer platter at your house real soon. You'll like the delicious, meaty flavor of Spam, the way it satisfies husky appetites. So just open a can of Spam, slice this grand-tasting meat, and let it headline a platter of tomatoes, cheese, crisp celery, and favorite summer fixins. That's the easy way to good, warm-weather meals. Ask for Spam, S-P-A-M, when you shop tomorrow. Try the simple recipes on the label.
Thank you, Bud. Gracie, say goodnight.
Oh, good night. Oh, say, George, Senor Lee's song made me feel so romantic, I feel like kissing somebody.
Well, how about kissing me?
Well, pucker up your lips.
Well, they're puckered. Well?
Not in the mood.
Good night.
Listen in again next Monday night, same time, same station, for George Burns and Gracie Allen with Artie Shaw and his orchestra and the Smoothies, brought to you by Hormel and Spam. Until then, this is Bud Heaston reminding you to remember that cold or hot, Spam hits the spot. Good night.
You're listening to HOJO Radio. More classic old-time radio coming your way next.
From Hollywood for Hormel and Spam, we present
Crazy People.
George Burns and Gracie Allen.
Spam, rebop, boom, spam. George Burns and Gracie Allen. Artie Shaw when his orchestra. The singing glee with the Smoothies three. Last but not least, and with Bud Heaston.
Monday night brings another gay Burns and Allen show to your house and another hint for serving a warm weather supper. Get a can of Spam, S-P-A-M. Slice this tender, juicy, grand-tasting meat and serve with tomatoes stuffed with cottage cheese. Add your favorite iced drink, a simple dessert, and you have a swell supper you can fix in a jiffy. Dad and the youngsters will like the tasty flavor of Spam. The way this delicious meat fills up a husky appetite. That's the easy shortcut to summer meals. Let Spam, a Hormel product, do the work. Get a supply at your food store. Just ask for Spam, the meat of many uses that keeps without refrigeration. Be sure to try the easy recipes on the label. You'll be surprised what Spam can do for your meals. Time now to present the stars of our show, and here they are, those two Spam-happy people, George and Gracie.
Thank you very much.
Now, don't forget, Bub, what you promised before the broadcast. It's a date tonight.
You and Bud have a date?
Yeah.
Yes, George. Gracie wants me to take her to the Hollywood Bowl.
This might be a surprise to you, but there's nothing going on at the Hollywood Bowl tonight.
Well, there will be when we get there, if you know what I mean.
I think I know what you mean, but before you get yourself involved in this little romance, Bud, it would be sort of a nice idea to meet Gracie's family.
Oh, are they a sociable lot?
Congenial. I met her brother, the dentist, and I said hello, and he nicely pulled out 14 of my teeth.
From which pocket, George?
The inside pocket, some family.
Oh, yeah, but you should see my uncle's family. 17 in one room, and yesterday...
17 people in one room?
Yes.
How do they live?
They take in boarders.
Guess that's better than walking around in the hot sun.
By the way, George, how did you and Gracie enjoy the kiddie party you went to last week, given in honor of baby Sandy?
It was terrific. All the grown-ups got into kiddie costumes, and all night long, baby Sandy sat in the corner.
Well, George, I saw what she wore. She sat in 3 corners.
Well, that covers that. Oh. For me? Oh, thanks. Some party. Edward G. Robinson and Jimmy Cagney skipping rope all night.
Oh, yeah. Boy, was Skinny and us angry.
Yeah, what was he angry about?
He was the rope.
Well, that's a new twist.
Say, George.
Say, you have to wait. I'm going to scream tonight. What?
Come here.
Oh, secret, huh?
Yes. You know that every time Jimmy Cagney gets a new girl, he just can't seem to hold on to her.
I see. Incompatibility?
No, incompatible.
Gracie, stop whispering, and I'm not going to any more of these boring kiddie parties.
Well, what about the dart game? Now, wasn't that a lot of fun?
Yeah, whoever would hit the bullseye got to kiss Dorothy L'Amour. I not only didn't hit the bullseye, I missed the target altogether.
Well, George, instead of a dart, you should have used a can of Spam.
Spam?
You know, cold or hot, Spam hits the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, George, Dorothy L'Amour was there?
That's right, Bud.
You know, I went out with her once.
Really?
Yeah. I took her out one night, and then we went home and sat in the parlor, and I read poetry to her, and all of a sudden she turned off the light.
Well, what happened?
I turned it back on. I can't read in the dark.
I see. You know, there's one thing I can't understand, Bud. At the party, the master of ceremonies introduced everybody to do something. And when it got to me, he forgot my name.
Don't worry about it, Harry.
Harry? My name happens to be George.
Oh, pardon me? I keep thinking it's Tuesday.
Well, it might interest you to know that at the party, I had an offer to make a picture from a gentleman named Joe Pasternak.
Joe Pasternak? Who's that?
Who's that?
Yeah.
He only happens to be the producer who's responsible for the success of the Anna Durbin and Gloria Jean. He started in the picture business with shorts, and in no time he came through.
Wore out the shorts, huh?
Yeah, slid down the banisters. Well, anyway, Mr. Pasternak is looking for a comedian for his next picture, and he's coming up here to see me.
Oh, you going to help him find one?
Remember me, George Burns, comedian? Last week the audience screamed when I wore those funny pants. Didn't I have them laying in the aisles?
Yeah, well, you should have worn suspenders.
Artie Shaw, you were here last week. How were those laughs?
Great, George.
About 106, weren't they?
107.
107, huh?
Yeah, you got one, too.
Oh, yeah, well, leave it to the boys. Boys, didn't I get a lot of laughs last week? Well, fellas, didn't I? Oh, sure. Thanks, boys.
Sí, cómo no. Tú eres muy chistoso. Yo me muero de risa cada vez que dices un chiste.
Guitar player, Senor Lee, what is it?
Senor Burns, to me, you are a very funny man.
Well, thanks.
When you tell jokes, you tickle me punk.
You tickle me, punk? That's wrong.
Perdóname. You tickle me, punk.
Yeah.
That's better, yes. Artie, what are you going to play tonight?
George, come here.
Oh, a secret, huh?
Yeah, I've got a special arrangement of April showers.
Why are you whispering?
Well, Senor Lee, my guitar player, doesn't like that number, and he's hard of hearing.
Senor Lee is hard of hearing?
That's right.
Why, that's a beautiful number. Oh, when April showers. Oh.
Say, George, you might turn out to be another Nelsonetti.
Well, come away home. Nelsonetti. Take away his hair, and what have you got?
Jack Benny.
Oh, quiet. Leave it to Artie Shaw. He happens to be a great musician. What do you think of my voice, Artie?
Well, personally, George, I think you picked the wrong kind of numbers.
You do?
Yeah, you should sing Home on the Range.
Home on the Range?
Yeah, and then Turn on the Gas.
You'll have to go a long way to find a better singer than I am.
From there to here is far?
You're a better singer than I am?
You really think so?
I don't believe you can sing at all.
I will do a number for you now that will kill you to pieces.
Well, all right. Kill me to pieces. Let's hear it.
When April showers.
Oh, that's enough. That's it by Artie Shaw and his orchestra. And Artie, you're not only a swell musician, but you're a nice guy.
Thanks, George, and you're a nice guy.
And you're easy to get along with.
You're easy to get along with, too.
And, confidentially, you've got a lot of talent. Well...
Thanks, George.
Now, listen, everybody. When Mr. Pasternak gets here, remember, I run the show. I get the idea for the show, I write it, direct it, produce it, and act in it. Get it?
Okay, Austin.
Awesome. My name is George.
I keep thinking it's Tuesday.
You can stop with that, too. You don't even know who Orson Welles is.
I do, too. He's making a picture for 21st Century Fox.
21st Century Fox? It's 20th Century Fox.
Well, by the time he finishes the picture, it'll
be 21st Century Fox. Yes. Well, anyway, he's a big producer, and when he... Just a minute. Hello? Who? Gracie, it's for you.
Oh. Hello? Gracie Allen Spam's Meatheart speaking.
Spam's Meatheart, that's cute.
Who? Who, Bessie? Oh, that's too bad. Goodbye.
Well, that's a smart phone conversation.
Well, George, that was my sister Bessie. You know, she's the one who's married to an aviator. He's a stunt flyer, you know.
A stunt flyer?
Yes. He went up in the air last week, and he looped the loop 50 times, and when he was going into it for the 51st time, he saw something coming toward him that frightened him to death.
What'd he say?
His aeroplane.
His aeroplane?
He dropped 20,000 feet.
Oh, didn't he have a parachute?
Sure. He pulled the string for 20 minutes.
And, what happened?
He unraveled his underwear.
He unraveled his underwear. I wonder what's keeping that producer. Let me see. When he comes, what can I do to impress him? First, I'll get the orchestra to give me a terrific fanfare. Then I can do those Bob Hope type of jokes.
Senor Burns, why don't you tell a griddle?
A griddle?
I know some very funny griddles.
Well, let's hear the funny griddle.
This is a very hard one to guess. Griddle. What's the difference between?
Between what?
Stuck, eh?
Some griddle. Bud, when Mr. Pasternak comes in, I want to make an impression on him. So will you tell him something nice about me?
Well, certainly, George. I'll tell him about the salaries you pay everybody.
Do you think that'll impress him?
Well, sure. It's the little things that count.
Well, that'll be nice.
George, I've got an idea that might help you.
What is it, Artie?
Well, I've got a wonderful reference about myself, and when Pasternak comes in, I can switch it and say it's about you.
Swell, Artie.
Listen to it. You are a very bright person, one that makes friends easily. You have great talent and are destined to reach the greatest heights of success.
That's wonderful. Where'd you get it, Artie?
Out of a weighing machine.
Well, that's a great help.
Oh, George, I think you're silly. You don't need any help. When he comes in, just act natural. Just get up and tell a few jokes and sing a few songs. Let him see the real you. All right, so you won't get the job.
Now, stop helping. I know what I'll do. I'll tell him a few of my ideas. I'll impress him with my brain.
Sure, it's the little things that count.
I think I've got it. Hey, sound man, 4 years in Harvard. Come here.
Mr. Burns, just a moment. I'm reading the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Would you mind turning to the last page?
Why?
I want to see who gets the girl.
Oh, quiet. Sound man, come here. Look, I need a high-class introduction. And I know that you've had an education.
In what language do you want this introduction? I know Esperanto, Arabian, Sanskrit, Phoenician, Latin.
Do you know any Greek?
Only Pakyakakis.
Look, I want a flowery introduction in high-class English. Get the point?
Mr. Burns, I believe I have formulated in my mind an introduction befitting one of your position in radio.
Well, give out. Let's hear it.
Listen. Ladies and gentlemen, when you introduce a great playwright, you don't say William Shakespeare, you say Shakespeare. When you introduce a great actress, you don't say Greta Garbo, you say Garbo. The same is true in the field of comedy. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce George Burns.
Thanks very much, and remind me to give you a new doll for Christmas. And now the Smoothies, Babs, Charlie, and Little will sing Mr. Meadowlark.
George,
Yeah?
is there any chance of us getting in the picture?
Well, have you ever had any experience?
Experience? We've been in all the RKO pictures.
In all the RKO pictures? What did you do? Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful. The beginning of the picture. Well, just sing your little number. Wait a minute. This is probably Mr. Pasternak. Come in.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Mr. Pasternak.
Gracie, it's your girlfriend, Bubbles. Pasternak is a producer. Did you ever hear of Three Smart Girls?
That's Bubbles.
It is,
Say, George, the girl at the information desk told me to tell you that Mr. Pasternak called, and he said he'd be right over.
Well, thanks, Bubbles.
And Gracie, did I get a thrill? I was just down at the drugstore, and they named a sandwich after me. Really? Uh-huh. It's a triple-decker chicken sandwich. You don't say. Yes, 2 chickens between 3 loaves of bread.
Well, that's a nice little tidbit. What's killing you now, Gracie?
Oh, remember, Bubbles, when you got on the scale at the drugstore the other day? Yes, and the scale was broken and it only registered 60 pounds. And one kid turned to the other, he said, "Look, Jimmy, she's hollow."
Mr. Meadowlark, we got an awful lot of serenading to do. Mr. Meadowlark, I'm just a city slicker and I'm counting on you. She's got a country guy who whistles, my whistle is thin. So when I begin, that's where you come in. Mr. Meadowlark, if you should come again to when I'm kissing my chick, needless to remark, I hope you'll have the decency to exit the quick. If Mrs. M thinks you're outstepping, I'll make it all right. Mr. Meadowlark, meet me in the dark tonight. In the city, I'm a loving guy, but in the country, I don't know why. I'm sitting there feeling blue as can be, looking at him. I'm sitting there looking, my mind's a cooking, sitting there looking, my mind's a cooking. So I says to him, now look, little bird, I'm going to tell you something that you never have heard.
Oh, Mr. Meadowlark, we've got an awful lot of serenading to do.
We have Mr. Meadowlark, I'm just a city slicker and I'm counting on you, on you. She's got a country guy who whistles, my whistle is thin. So when I begin, that's where you come in. Mr. Meadowlark, if you should come again to when I'm kissing my chick, needless to remark, I hope you'll have the decency to exit but quick. If Mrs. M thinks you're outstepping, I'll make it all right. Just listen, Mr. Meadowlark, meet me in the dark tonight.
Friends, Spam keeps without refrigeration, and we...
Bud,
Yes, Gracie?
say that again.
Spam keeps without refrigeration?
Yeah, say it again.
Spam keeps without refrigeration.
Again.
Spam keeps without refrigeration.
Again.
Spam keeps without refrigeration. Say, what is this? I've already said it 5 times.
Yeah, I know, but I like to watch you say it.
You like to watch me say it? Why?
Well, it's so cute the way it makes your Adam's apple go up and down.
Well, Gracie, I don't know what Spam does to my Adam's apple, but I certainly know what it will do to your appetite. And friends, I know that you don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen these warm days, but when Dad and the youngsters say, we're hungry, you've got to fill them up. Now, that's the time to let Spam, S-P-A-M, do the work. Spam keeps without refrigeration.
There goes again.
So it's always ready for quick action. Just open a can of this tender, grand-tasting meat, slice, and serve with sliced tomato, cottage cheese, or any one of your favorite summer salads. Men folks like the meaty flavor, the satisfying goodness of Spam. And you'll like it because you don't have to cook Spam. Just open the can, and it's all ready to eat, the perfect thing for hurry-up meals. Get a can or two when you shop tomorrow. Just ask for Spam, S-P-A-M, and try the easy recipes on the label. Then you'll know why Spam is America's perfect hot weather food.
Slice it, dice it, fry it, bake it, cold or hot, Spam hits the spot.
Smoothies, that was a grand job with Mr. Meadowlark. You know, I love to listen to harmony. You know, I used to be with a quartet.
Oh, pardon me.
You know, Gracie, when you sneeze the other way.
I don't know any other way.
You know, I used to sing with the Pee Wee Quartet, and I was. Now this might be Joe Pasternak. Now remember, everybody, I'm your boss, so on your toes, I want to impress him. Come in. Oh, Mr. Pasternak. Hello, Mr. Pasternak.
Hello, George.
Gracie, take Mr. Pasternak's hat and coat.
While he's still looking?
Just take it, Gracie. Just take it.
George, I rushed right over, but I can't stay very long. You see, I'm in the middle of a new picture, Seven Sinners, with Marlene Dietrich.
I know.
I've been working very hard. Now, tonight I'll have to go back and probably be stuck with Marlene Dietrich until 3 in the morning.
Should happen to me.
Mr. Pasternak, do you rehearse the actors, too?
I do all the scenes for them. If it's a love scene, I do that, too.
You mean you kiss them?
Oh, I kissed all the movie stars.
Really? Oh, tell me, is it a thrill to kiss Clark Gable?
Gracie, please.
Miss Ellen, who'd want to kiss Clark Gable?
Should happen to me.
So, Mr. Pasternak, the comedy part of your next picture's still open, huh?
Yes, George, that's why I'm here. As a matter of fact, I had nothing but George Burns for the last few weeks.
Really? Who's been telling you about me?
You have.
Well, you're not making any mistake. Artie Shaw, do I get a lot of laughs on this program?
Yes, indeed. Mr. Pasternak, George has more talent in his little finger than Benny, Allen, and Hope together, it says here.
Mr. Pasternak, wasn't that a funny line that Artie Shaw just pulled? I wrote that joke.
It says here.
Quiet.
Senor Pasternak, Mr. Burns has a large talent. Listening to him sing has learned me a lot.
Lee, it isn't learned you. It's taught you.
Ah, sí, gracias. Senor Pasternak, listening to Mr. Burns sing, it's torture.
Well, that's much better. Well, anyway, Mr. Pasternak, I'm not that I need the money, but I'd love to make a picture for you. I was on the Universal lot before. I got a big kick out of it.
Oh, yes, he got a big kick out of Paramount, and he got a kick out of RKO, and he got a kick out of MGM.
Quiet.
Oh, I can go on like this for years.
Mr. Pasternak, what's the plot of the picture?
Well, George, you know, it's a typical Hollywood story. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy, girl meets girl, boy meets boy. They meet at 8 o'clock, they meet again at 10.
Sounds like a lot of meat.
I put a lot of meat in there because I know this was a spam program.
Well, it's really nice of you to mention spam, Mr. Pasternak.
George, I'm no fool. If the picture business blows over, I might try radio.
Oh, well, what would you do in radio?
When April showers move.
Oh, I see. You too,
Let me out of here. Let me out of here. 4 years in Harvard.
Sound man, what's bothering you now?
Joe Pasternak, picture producer who has a voice like Donald Duck with a bad cold, is a guest star on this program. Mr. Burns, whose voice sounds like ripping a rag, is the star of this program. I won the Nobel Prize for diction. And this is what I do for a living.
Mr. Pasternak, didn't you come up here to sign a fellow for a comedy role in the picture?
Okay, George, I'm ready.
Well, let me take you into the control room, and then you can hear those big laughs. I get much better. Come on, Mr. Pasternak.
Now, listen, everybody. George really wants this job, and for once, I think we ought to help him.
Sure, I do, too.
Now, I've heard him rehearsing those jokes he's going to tell, and he needs plenty of help. But I've got an idea. Bubbles.
Yes, Gracie.
You stand at the back of George, and when he gets to the finish of each joke, you dance a rumba.
But, Gracie, I weigh 350 pounds. When I start to shake, people will laugh.
That's the idea.
Well, I got it. That's wonderful, Gracie. Pasternak will think they're laughing at George. George will get the job.
And we'll all live happily ever after.
Well, here comes George now.
Yeah, well, now get ready to rumba, Bubbles.
Okay.
Well, he's in there. Now for some funny stuff. Well, good evening, folks. On my way to the studio tonight, I dropped into a department store, and I said to the floor walker, I want to ask the sales girl on the 5th floor for a date. How do I get up there? And he said, escalator. And I said, escalator nothing. I'll esca right now.
Bubbles.
Oh, boy.
Green.
What a laugh. I got him rolling out front.
They're rolling in back, too.
Say, folks, you should meet my girl. She's really a honey. I call her Knob because she's something to adore. Oh, boy. What a scream. Am I a success? Hip, hip, hooray.
Well, I don't know about the hooray, but those hips are doing all right.
Of course, folks, my girl isn't very healthy. She's a little puny. You know what a puny is? A puny is a small horse. Imagine such an old joke getting such a big laugh.
She's only 34.
Who's only 34?
Oh, here comes Mr. Pasternak.
Oh, well, let me do the talking. Well, Joe, how did you like it?
It was terrific, George. I never heard such a laugh. I got a contract right here.
Really? You really mean it? A contract for me?
No, for the fat girl who did the funny dance while you were telling those broken-down jokes.
Fat girl? Well, doing a funny dance. Well, that's a fine thing. I give an audition and Bubbles gets the job.
Well, goodbye, George. I'm leaving tonight on a talent search. I'm going east to get some new faces.
New faces? But, Mr. Pasternak, what about me?
Oh, you're Mr. Pasternak. Get one for George, too.
Is that so?
Okay, Gracie.
Before George and Gracie say goodnight, they asked me to suggest that you try Spam tomorrow. Just open a can of this delicious meat. It's all ready to eat. Slice and serve in Spamwiches or with your favorite summer salad. You'll find everybody in your house likes the meaty flavor, the lip-smacking goodness of Spam. Get a can or two at your food dealers. Try the easy recipes on the label. You'll discover that with Spam, you save kitchen time and serve wholesome food.
Well, Gracie, say goodnight.
Well, wait. I promised to say goodnight to the detail retailers who are holding their convention in St. Paul.
The detail retailers?
Yes.
You mean the retail meat dealers?
Well, it doesn't make a difference.
No, far be me from it. Good night, folks. Good night.
Listen again next Monday night, same time, same station, for George Burns and Gracie Allen, with Artie Shaw and his orchestra, and the Smoothies, brought to you by Hormel and Spam. Until then, this is Bud Easton reminding you to remember that cold or hot, Spam hits the spot. Have you tried Hormel chili con carne? You may think you don't like chili, but chili con carne, the way Hormel makes it, is different, and everybody likes it. Double your money back if you don't like it. Try Hormel chili con carne tomorrow. This is the National Broadcasting Company. From Hollywood, the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show for Hormel and Spam.
show when his orchestra was singing glee. We're the Smoothies Three. Last but not least, and with Bud Heaston.
Yes, George and Gracie have dropped in for another visit. Of course, you've been expecting them, but what about those folks who drop in unexpectedly at mealtime? Well, don't fret, don't fuss, just serve Spam, S-P-A-M. This tender, juicy meat is perfect for hurry-up meals. It's all ready to eat. Just open the Spam can, slice it, and serve with sliced tomato or a salad. Spam is always ready for quick action because this delicious meat doesn't need refrigeration. And the rich, satisfying goodness, the tempting taste of Spam always makes a hit. Get a supply of Spam when you shop tomorrow and try the easy recipes on the label. You'll discover the easy way to please your unexpected guests because cold or hot, Spam hits the spot. Together just like Spam and eggs. Ooh. Why, the stars of our show, and here they are in person, George and Gracie.
Thank you very much. Folks, you'll have to forgive me if I'm a little out of breath. But the minute we hear Artie Shaw's music, all of us on the stage here, we just have to dance.
Oh, yes. George, did you see Bud and me doing the rumba?
Yeah, what was that? Artie Shaw was playing a foxtrot, and why were you and Bud doing a rumba?
Well, Bud used to be a football player.
Well, what's a football player got to do with a rumba?
Well, he's used to keeping the backfield in motion.
I see. So, Bud, the rumba is the only dance you can do, huh?
Oh, no, George. Do you know the can-can?
Uh-huh.
It's full of spam.
Yeah, oh.
Nice plug.
Well, thanks, George. You're a pretty good dancer yourself.
Oh, it's really nothing. Of course, I was a student of Nijinsky.
Really? Let me hear you say something in Nijinsky.
Say about a temperature.
Oh, good.
It's not a language. Nijinsky was an internationally famous dancer. At one time, he had the world's largest ballet.
Well, why did he go on a diet?
Gracie, I'm sure you've seen ballet dancing. Look, I'll give you a demonstration. I'll put my foot out like this.
Yeah.
See, then I'll point my toe
Mm-hmm.
and place my hand on my hip like this.
Uh-huh.
Then throw my head back gracefully like this.
Oh, isn't he pretty?
Yes, I'm a little dreamboat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget one night in Cleveland. The ballet was doing the Dance of the Faun, and there I was in an amber spotlight singing the Pipes of Pan. The audience was spellbound.
Senor Burns, you sang the Pipes of Pan?
Yes, Senor Lee, I sang the Pipes of Pan.
Which was worse, your pipes or your pan?
Artie, will you put a muzzle on that South American guitar player?
Sure, George, but first I'll have to take it off the piano player.
Well, take it off.
Now, George, don't let him upset you. I happen to know that you know a lot about the theater. In fact, my grandfather used to tell me about seeing you on the stage.
When you were a kid?
No, when he was a kid.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, anyway, I do know a lot about the theater. My father and mother were actors. As a matter of fact, I was born on the stage.
Did you get much of a hand?
Yes, for an encore, I did a minuet with the stork.
The stork?
Yes.
You know, I once saw a stork that looked like a duck.
How can a stork look like a duck?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he wore his legs down delivering to Bing Crosby?
Yes, well, maybe. Where was I? Oh, yes, Nijinsky. Ah, those were the days. What acts they had in vaudeville. Bankoff and Gurley, Dittenfest and Lee, Croveney Brothers and Croveney. Where can you find talent like that today?
Well, I don't know about the rest of them, but I do know what Dittenfest is doing.
Dittenfest?
Yes.
Dittenfest and Lee?
Mm-hmm.
What's he doing?
He's an assistant to a doorknob polisher.
Assistant to a doorknob polisher?
Yeah.
What does he do?
Well, he's the fellow that goes, and the other fellow polishes.
That's some job.
George, as long as you're in an old-time mood, we smoothies would like to sing a real oldie, Alabama Bound.
Okay, kids. Alabama Bound. You know, I used to do that in vaudeville, too. Those were the days. You know, folks, vaudeville is in my blood.
Oh, so that's where it went.
Artie, you and Bud and the rest of you can kid all you want to. But if it hadn't been for vaudeville, I wouldn't have met Gracie. Remember? Remember, Gracie, the first time we met at the Hill Street Theater in Newark? You came into my dressing room?
Yes, and you had a picture of that balloon dancer on the wall.
That's right. And the minute I saw you, I took the picture down and put it in the wastebasket.
And then you put the wastebasket in the safe.
And then came all those tough years. I struggled and worked my fingers to the bone.
Yeah, but you couldn't open the safe.
Those were the days, yes. Smoothies, the song.
I'm Alabama bound. There'll be no heebie-jeebies hanging round. Just gave the meanest ticket man on earth all I'm worth to put my tootsies in an upper berth. Just hear the choo-choo sound. I know that soon we're gonna cover ground. And then I'll holler so the world will know. Here I go, I'm Alabama bound. Alabama waiting for me. Just gave the meanest ticket man on earth to put all my tootsies in an upper berth. Just hear the choo-choo, now we're bound to cover ground. Here I go, choo-choo blow, I'm Alabama bound. Goodbye blues, birds are singing, every old thing's in tune. Goodbye blues, nothing but laughter morning and afternoon. I'm Alabama bound. There'll be no heebie-jeebies hanging around, leaving town. I just gave the meanest ticket man on earth all I'm worth, the bestest that I had. You put the tootsies in an upper berth, just hear the choo-choo sound. I know that soon we're gonna cover ground. And then I holler so the world will know. Here I go, I'm Alabama bound. I'm Alabama bound. We're leaving this town. From now on, not a frown, 'cause we're Alabama bound.
Smoothies, that was beautiful. Well, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a play. We're going to give you our version of the popular MGM picture, Gold Rush Maisie. In this story...
George, we're not going to do Gold Rush Maisie.
We're not.
No, I sat up 2 days and 2 nights and changed the whole title.
You did? Well, what is it now?
Gold Rush Gracie.
That's some twist. That
Isn't
took you
it?
2 days and 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
How did you happen to think of changing Maisie to Gracie?
Just blind luck, I guess.
Well, all right, I'll do it your way. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a play entitled Gold Rush Gracie. And I know you're going to like it because it's got a lot of old numbers. And I love old numbers.
No, eso a mí me consta. Yo sé que a ti te gustan mucho los números viejos.
Artie, what did Senor Lee say?
Well, George, he says he knows you love old numbers.
Oh, he does, huh?
Yeah, he saw you out with one last night.
Senor Lee, every week you start some new trouble. Why don't you go home and stay home?
I cannot do that. My father, she has the measles.
My father, she has the measles?
Your father, too?
Look, senor, your father, he has the measles. Your mother, she has the measles. Your brothers, they have the measles.
Catching, isn't it?
Oh.
Well, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a play entitled Gold Rush Gracie.
Now.
Now?
Now, I changed the title.
What is it now?
Gracie of the Brown Derby.
Gracie of the Brown... This is a story about a gold mine.
What do you think the Brown Derby is?
All right, then. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a play entitled Gracie of the Brown Derby.
Mr. Burns.
Look, I know you went to Harvard for 4 years and that you're very unhappy because you're a sound man. But that's not...
It's not that. Would you mind if I slammed the door just once?
Why?
I read tonight's script, and I noticed that there are no sound effects for me.
Well, you're still getting paid.
Yes, I am getting paid. Could I please slam the door just once?
Well, all right, slam the door.
Ah, now I feel better.
Why?
I refuse to accept charity.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a play entitled Gracie of the Brown Derby.
Now.
You changed the title.
Yes.
What is it?
She was killed wearing slacks, or she died like a man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to do a play entitled She Was Killed Wearing Slacks, or She Died Like a Man.
George, I hate to interrupt, but tonight I'd like to repeat Frenesy, the number I played on the opening show, because there's a very fine musician waiting to hear it.
Who?
Me.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a play entitled She Was Killed Wearing Slacks.
To think I'm a lowly sound man.
Sound man. Stop grumbling.
To think I've got one brother who won the Pulitzer Prize and another brother who won the Nobel Prize.
You've been telling me about those two genius brothers for weeks.
Yes, and they're ashamed of my being a sound man.
Well, if they're ashamed of you, why don't you quit?
If I quit, they don't eat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to do a play entitled...
Perdón, Senor Burns.
What is it, Senor Lee?
How about a part for me in the sketch?
Sketch? It's sketch. You don't even know your ABCs.
I do, too. A, B, C.
Well?
There's more?
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a play entitled She Was Killed Wearing Slacks, or She Died Like a Man.
Now, I changed the title. The title is The Bus Drivers Who Wear Pajamas, or They Drive by 90.
Gracie, is this the last title?
It's positively the last title.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to do a play entitled The Bus Drivers Who Wear Pajamas, or They... Come in!
George Burns and Gracie Allen?
Yes?
I'm Joyce Moon.
Oh, Joyce Moon. George, I forgot to tell you, this young lady is from Fergus Falls, Minnesota, and she has been chosen Queen of the Lakes at the Minneapolis Aquatennial. Go ahead, Joyce.
Go ahead.
Mr. Burns and Miss Allen, the people of Minnesota have sent me as a goodwill ambassador to inform you that we in Minnesota are naming 2 lakes after you, Lake Burns and Lake Allen.
Naming 2 lakes after us. Well, Gracie, say something.
I don't know what to say. I've never been a lake before.
Gracie, please.
Here are 2 jars of water, one from Lake Burns and one from Lake Allen. As we knew you were too busy to come to Minnesota to christen the lakes, we brought the lakes here to christen you.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. And before you go back, Miss Moen, I must give you some water from our Los Angeles River. That is, as soon as I can find a shovel.
Miss Moen, we just can't wait until we see those 2 lakes.
Oh, they're very pretty little lakes. You know, Lake Burns and Lake Allen have a little bay.
They have a little bay, huh?
Well, isn't that cute? How long have they been married?
About 2 years.
Oh.
Well, goodbye. I've got to be running along.
Well, goodbye, Miss Moen, and thank you, and thanks to the people of Minnesota.
This is what I do for a living.
Quiet, sound man.
Pardon me, old man River.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're definitely going to do a play entitled The Bus Drivers Who Wear Pajamas, or They Drive by 90.
No.
No!
No. Now, I've really got the title now. Why I didn't think of this before, I'll never understand. This will really floor you.
Well, what's the title?
Gold Rush Maisie.
Artie, play Frenesy.
It's wonderful having 2 Minnesota lakes named after us.
Yes, Gracie, but we have to go there. How are we going to find them? There are 10,000 lakes in Minnesota.
But there's only one Spam.
Spam? What's Spam got to do with our finding the lakes?
Well, you'd be surprised. George, spell Spam backward.
Spam backward. Let me see now. M-A-P-S.
That spells maps.
That's right.
So if we want to find our lakes, all we have to do is look at some maps.
Well, Bud, there's another easy use for Spam.
It's a good thought, too, George, because Spam is so easy to use. This delicious tender meat goes hand in hand with warm weather lunches and suppers. When mealtime rolls around, just open a can of Spam, slice this grand-tasting meat, and serve with your favorite salad or make plain Spamwiches. Spam is all ready to eat as soon as the can is opened. Now, here's another hint. Follow the Spam platter idea that Bubble served at luncheon in Gracie's honor the other day. Put a mound of cottage cheese on a platter, then a ring of sliced tomato, and surround the platter with slices of Spam. Decorate with radishes and olives, and you're all set to entertain in grand style.
Oh, and boy, was that good.
Yes, Gracie. The meaty flavor, the satisfying taste of Spam makes the meal complete, and you can see it's so easy. When the family says, "What do we eat?" surprise them with Spam, S-P-A-M. Then try the easy recipes on the label. Be sure to ask your food dealer for Spam, a Hormel product, when you shop tomorrow.
Slice it, dice it, fry it, bake it, cold or hot, Spam hits the spot.
And now for our play. And you can make up your own title. Bud, set the scene.
The scene of our story opens in a typical frontier dance hall, the Cafe Elbow, just a joint. All the dance hall hostesses are working hard trying to make an honest mink coat. In the center of the floor, we find our heroine, Gold Rush Gracie.
Well, the dance is over, Killer Dilly Shaw, and I sure enjoyed it.
I'm mad about you, Gold Rush Gracie. You got me walking around in circles.
Well, with your bow legs, what else can you do?
Hello, Gold Rush Gracie.
Sheriff Burns. Sheriff, you're just in time. Dead-Eye Dawson is here.
Dead-Eye Dawson?
Yeah.
Why, he's a killer. Quick, let's call the posse.
Oh, I can't.
Why not?
The posse's outside having kittens.
Out of my way, Gold Rush. I'll get him. Where is he?
Oh, there he goes. He's heading for the free lunch counter.
Well, out of my way.
Ouch.
Oh. You've got him, Sheriff.
I got him? Well, where did I get him?
Between the chopped liver and the cold cuts.
That's a mighty painful place.
Well, there goes Dead-Eye Dawson, the only real bad man in the town. The only man I could have loved and married. I love bad men. I love good men. I love tall men and I love short men. I love men.
Quiet.
I can go out like this for years.
I know. Gold Rush Gracie, according to the terms of your father's will, if you're not married by 5 o'clock today, your gold mine goes back to the one your father hates the most.
You mean to Mama?
Yes, I mean to Mama. And Gold Rush, you've only got a few minutes left to pick out a man and get married. What do you say?
Nick, give me a drum roll.
Drum roll.
Now, come on, boys. Get around me. Boys, you all know I'm going to lose the gold mine if I don't get married before 5 o'clock.
That's right, yes, sir.
So now we're going to hold a contest, and the toughest man gets me and my gold mine.
Oh, boy, that's going to be fun.
Oh, but wait a minute, boys. Wait a minute. The man I marry must be as bad as my pappy.
Well, what did your pappy do?
Well, he once met an Italian with a sore throat, and pappy did something that was terrible.
What did he do?
He tied knots in his spaghetti.
He did he?
Yeah.
Make way for Gold Rush Gracie's new husband. Gold Rush, you don't have to look any further. I'm the baddest man in town. The rest of these here fellas are all sissies.
Sissies? Did you hear that, men? This fella says that you're all sissies. Well, are you all sissies? Well, are you all sissies? Well, are you?
Don't rush us, kid. We're trying to think.
Well, Gold Rush, you better make up your mind. You've got to get married to somebody.
Make way, here comes Bullethead Heaston. He'll gallop through the window. He's riding for trouble.
Whoa!
There.
He's a Fanchnamarco unit, this kid.
You call that riding for trouble? When my pappy rode, there was real trouble.
How come?
Well, he didn't know how to ride.
Oh, well.
Out of my way, varmints. Gold Rush Gracie, if you're looking for a real bad man to marry, I'm a man with a record. On my right arm here, I've got tattooed names of the men I've killed. On my left arm, I've got tattooed all the names of the banks I've held up. And on my back, I've got tattooed, well, you wouldn't be interested.
Oh, well, yes, I would. Come here, let me read it. Listen, boys. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy. Or was he?
Well, what do you think of Fuzzy Wuzzy?
It's pretty lousy. You've got a poem tattooed on your back and your record tattooed on your arms, eh?
I got something on my chest, too.
Well, what is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, for a tasty snack, just open a can of Spam. It's all ready to eat. You'll find everybody in the house likes its meaty flavor and it needs no refrigeration. And there's nothing like Spam for lunch.
You call yourself bad, huh?
Oh, I'm plenty bad. Today, for lunch,
yes,
I had hamburger.
Oh.
That is bad.
You ain't half as tough as my pappy. My pappy would take a telephone book and tear it with 2 fingers like this.
Say, tearing a phone book with 2 fingers? That's wonderful, Gold Rush Gracie. How did you ever do it?
Easy. It was a Glendale phone book.
Well, it's no use, Gold Rush Gracie. You'll have to go a long way to find anybody as tough as your pappy.
From there to here is far?
Yeah.
You're tougher than her pappy?
You really think so?
What makes you so bad?
I'm the black sheep of my family. I'm in bad with my uncle. I'm in bad with my father. I'm in bad with my cousin. And it's no good.
Why?
It's too many in one bad.
Well, Gold Rush, your time is just about up.
Well, I guess I'm going to lose the gold mine after all.
Oh, don't take it too hard. Come on over to the piano and I'll sing you a little song. One April showers all will come your way. Off for they bring flowers of that blooming May.
Oh, stop, Sheriff, stop. After hearing you sing, I've made up my mind that you're the man I'm going to marry.
Why?
Because nobody can be as bad as you are.
Is that so? And now, ladies and gentlemen, that was the story of Gold Rush Gracie.
Now,
No?
I changed the title.
Quiet, quiet. Gracie will now sing I'm Nobody's Baby. Play it, Arthur.
I used to be my mother's baby, but when I smiled, my dad went wild. Whenever we had company, they'd bounce me on their knee, and the neighbors thought I was a darling child, I think. Once I was everybody's baby, but right now I'm lonesome as can be. You see, I'm nobody's baby. I wonder why each night and day I pray the Lord up above. Oh, please send me down somebody to love, but nobody wants me. I'm blue somehow. Won't someone hear my plea and take a chance with me, because I'm nobody's baby now. Oh dear Beatrice Fairfax, what shall I do? Sign perplexed. Why, oh why do they shy when they spy that gleam in my eye? I'm 5'2" with eyes of blue, and people tell me I'm attractive. I can cook and sew, but my evenings aren't very active. So won't you hear my cry and take a chance on I, because I'm nobody's baby now, but I'll get somebody's baby somehow.
Friends, when the weather is hot and sultry and appetites are dull, here's the way to give your family grand-tasting food that's easy to fix. Just open a can of Spam, tender, juicy meat that's all ready to eat. Slice it and serve with your favorite summer salad. The delicious taste, the meaty, satisfying flavor of Spam wins approval from the huskiest appetite. Ask your food dealer for Spam when you shop tomorrow. Try the easy recipes on the label. Be sure you ask for S-P-A-M Spam.
Thanks, Bud. Well, Gracie, say goodnight.
Oh, good night.
Say, Gracie, wasn't that nice to have 2 lakes named after us?
Yes, but Jack Benny had a mountain named after him.
A mountain?
Yeah.
What is that?
Mount Baldy.
Good night, folks.
Be with us again next Monday night, same time, same station, for another George Burns and Gracie Allen show with Artie Shaw and his orchestra and the Smoothies. Until then, this is Bud Heaston reminding you to remember that cold or hot, Spam hits the spot. Have you tried Hormel chili con carne? You may think you don't like chili, but chili con carne, the way Hormel makes it, is different, and everybody likes it. Double your money back if you don't like it. Try Hormel chili con carne tomorrow.
You're listening to HOJO Radio.
Driver, will you hurry up? I'll be late for the broadcast. Gee, Gracie won't know what to do without me.
Now, don't worry. We'll get there in time, Poopsie.
Now, don't call me Poopsie. My name is George Burns.
All right, Poopsie.
Oh.
Now, you're going to put me on the radio, and I'm going to be your new partner like you promised.
Oh, sure. I'll put you on the radio.
Poopsie.
Now, please, Elsie. The driver is looking.
Well, may I go up and see the broadcast?
No, anything but that. Driver, please hurry. I'll miss the broadcast.
From Hollywood, the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show for Hormel and Spam.
Crazy people. Spam, rebop, boom, spam. George Burns and Gracie Allen. Artie Shaw and his orchestra for singing glee. We're the Smoothies 3. Last but not least, and with Bud Heaston.
Another Burns and Allen night at your house, so you can depend on Artie Shaw and the Smoothies for music that's sweet, on George and Gracie for fun that's neat, and on Spam for a meal of delicious meat. Yes, Spam is grand-tasting meat that's all ready to eat as soon as you open the can. Wholesome food because Spam is a perfect blend of pure pork shoulder with ham meat added, just as shown on the label. That's your assurance of goodness and quality. Combine that with the dozens of easy uses for Spam, and it's only natural that this delicious meat is one of America's favorite mealtime aids. Ask for Spam when you shop tomorrow. Try the easy recipes on the label and discover that cold or hot, Spam hits the spot. And now, for Spam's Meat Hearts, George and Gracie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Gracie, where's George?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know? We're on the air. He's not here.
Yeah, isn't that too bad? And he loves this program.
Oh, Gracie, do you know where he was last?
Last? Oh, yes, he was last in the popularity poll.
Well, Gracie, this is awful. What are we going to do? We've got to find him.
All right, Bud, let's go look for him. We'll drive out to the beach, and if he's not there, then we'll take a walk through Griffith Park, and If he's not there, then we'll go over and sit in the balcony of the Paramount Theater.
Do you think he'll be in any of these places?
Well, what if he is? We've got a right to lead our own lives.
Gracie, this is awful. We've got to find George. When was the last time you saw him?
Oh, now let me see. The last time I saw him, he was out with a girl. Say, maybe something happened. Oh, no. When George is out with a girl, nothing ever happens. Say, now, maybe he's out window shopping. No, he's got enough windows. On the other hand, maybe he's just staying home enjoying a sunbath.
Enjoying a sunbath?
Yes, you know the girl across the street takes one every afternoon, and George certainly enjoys it. No, let's see. It's too late for that sunbath. Maybe he's downstairs.
Hello, Gracie.
Hello. Maybe he's downstairs. Maybe he's chatting with somebody who likes him on the radio. Oh, no, he'd look awful silly talking to himself.
Gracie, who are you talking about?
George Burns is not here yet, and we're terribly worried. Oh, dear, I wonder what's keeping George. Maybe he went to a cocktail party and overslept.
Gracie, remember me?
Well, George! Bud, look, George is here.
Oh, Artie, George is here.
Boys, George is here.
Well, Artie, give him a fanfare.
What's keeping George? Maybe he overslept.
Quiet.
George, where have you been?
Well, I was out with the... where have I been? Oh, yes, where have I been? I've just been to a doctor's.
To a doctor?
Oh, yes, a very famous doctor, Smith. That's it, Dr. Smith. Everybody knows him.
Oh, was the doctor sitting on your lap?
Sitting on my lap?
Yes, there's lip rouge on your face.
Oh, that red spot.
Yeah.
That's my blood pressure.
Blood pressure way up on your forehead?
Well, Bud, maybe it's high blood pressure.
Well, you see, it is. My blood pressure is 192.
It looks more like Tangy number 5.
Please, Gracie, I'm not a well man. I got dressed this morning, and I had a sinking feeling around my knees.
Maybe you forgot your suspenders.
Look, Gracie, I'm a very sick man, you see.
Si me permites, puedo sugerir una cosa yo creo muy bueno para eso.
What is it, Senor Lee?
Senor Burns, why don't you have the druggist send over a dream of sodium bicarbonate?
A dream?
All right, drum.
Senor, dram.
Watch your language.
Well, I think I will go to the drugstore. Say, Soundman, will you please open the door?
Mr. Burns.
I know you've been to Harvard for 4 years, but I'm in no mood to listen to you, so will you please open the door?
Mr. Burns, as a student of medicine, may I suggest a remedy for your ailment? Before you go to bed tonight, just take a supersaturated solution of monoacetic acid, ester of salicylic acid.
Why, that's aspirin.
Darn it, I could never think of that word.
And now the smoothies will sing Madame Lasanga. And, Gracie, while they're singing, I'm going to run down to the drugstore.
To the drugstore? For what?
They sell pills, don't they?
Well, sure. They'll sell to anybody if you've got the money.
Maybe they'll have something that'll put me to sleep tonight.
Well, did you ever hear of a sleeping powder?
Sleeping powders?
Uh-huh.
Certainly.
Well, why don't you find out what puts the powder to sleep and
then use the same thing?
Yeah.
I thought so. The smoothies will now sing.
Have you ever been embarrassed when you're in a smart cafe? When they play the Cuban tempo, is your dancing quite passe? There's a studio on Main Street over Tony's clothing store,
where a very small investment
pays your dividends galore. 6 lessons from Madame Lasanga. You'll do the rumba and the new La Conga. 6 lessons in Madame's cabana, and you will imagine you're down in Havana. Her 4 Latin daughters will help you to start while finding the rhythm. You might lose your heart. 6 lessons from Madame Lasanga, and you'll discover what practice can do. You count 1, 2, 3, use your hip, and your knee is bound to bring out the Latin in you.
Rosita gives you lesson 1. Chiquita gives you lesson 2.
I, the madam, will supervise
Every step and exercise. The madam shows you how to walk.
and then I mark it with a chalk.
When the madam starts to squawk, that's the Cuban double talk. They might say to you, will Rosita or Chiquita do? But don't take them, the madam's the best.
Ooh, why all the time is my name that I hear? I will give you the lesson, so why should you fear?
We're tired of fooling, we've had enough. We want your lessons because you've got the stuff.
Would you like the rumba with a little twist? Or la conga you can't resist?
Well, I'll take a rumba with a little twist. Well, I'll take La Conga. I won't resist.
Oh, come, this talk has gone far enough. I will give you the lessons and show you the stuff. 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, start. Oh, you boys, you learn so quick. I make much money at the end of the week.
1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, kick.
Now you boys have had enough. I tell you something, you have the stuff.
6 lessons from Madame Lazonga. We learned to rumba and the new La Conga. Rumba La Conga from Madame Lazonga.
Gee, Gracie, George isn't here yet. I guess he's still down at the drugstore.
Say, Artie, maybe he really is sick.
Gosh, I hope he recovers in a hurry because we can't get along without him on the show, it says here.
Well, Gracie, do you think I ought to go down to...
Hello, Spam's Meatheart speaking.
May I speak to Poopsie?
Poopsie? We have no Poopsie here.
Poopsie Burns, the star of the Spam program.
Oh, sure, Poopsie.
Yeah, he's the one. We spend all morning at the beach playing piggyback.
Oh, playing piggyback with Poopsie, huh? So that's why he was late for the broadcast.
Yeah, he was in such a hurry that he forgot to pay the cab fare, and I had to pay it.
Oh, that's Poopsie, all right.
Anyway, tell him Elsie Tralafast called, and that I left my compact in his coat pocket, and to bring it to rehearsal tomorrow.
Rehearsal? What rehearsal?
He promised to put me on the radio.
Put you on the radio?
Yeah.
You mean instead of a bowl of water lilies?
Oh, you don't understand. You see, I'm going to be his new partner.
Is that so? Well, I'll bet I know just what type of girl you are. You have a pretty little Cupid mouth, and you use Tangy number 5.
How did you know that?
Oh, it's written all over Poopsie's face.
Gracie, invite her over. George will be glad to see her.
Really?
Yeah.
Miss Tralafast, Poopsie just stuck his head in the door and said for you to come right over.
Why, the darling, I'll be right over. And give him this for me.
So George is going to get a new partner, huh?
I can't understand why George would take a strange girl and promise to put her on the radio and promise to make her a star.
Well, maybe he likes to play piggyback.
How do you like that 20th century wolf coming in late and saying he was sick? A big grown-up man like that spending all day at the beach playing piggyback with a beautiful girl should happen to me.
Say, when George finds out that we do know about this girl, he'll really get sick.
Yeah? Oh, give me the phone. I better call the doctor. Operator, give me Gladstone 1131.
Gracie, you better hurry. I'll watch for George.
Hello?
Dr. Kelso's office.
Oh, will you have the doctor come over to the Burns and Allen program right away?
He's operating in Joey Brown's mouth, but I'll tell him when he comes out.
Gracie, quick, hang up. George is coming.
Oh, goodbye.
Look, will you please stop slamming the door, sound man? I'm in a terrible state. My body aches and I feel a headache coming.
I know, Mr. Burns, and I'll be right here at the door to let her in.
Gracie, I'm a little sick. This program is too much for me.
Well, maybe you're on the wrong program.
Wrong program?
Well, maybe you should be on We the Poopsie.
We the what?
Well, you know, the Pupsidon program with the
Pupsidon
Bob Hole.
program?
Yeah.
Well, never mind. I'm not well. Can't you see I'm a little pale?
Now, if you had a little shovel, you could go back to the beach.
Look, will you people stop? I'm so sick it's got me scared. I might even have to quit the radio.
Don't worry, Senor Burns. You can always open up an antique shop like Eddie Camembert.
Eddie Cantor. Camembert's and imported cheese.
And what are you, a local boy?
Listen, folks, I'd like to lie down.
George, you can lie on the sofa.
Well, you can lie in the other room, or you can lie in this room. You can lie any place.
Gracie, I don't care where I lie.
You said it.
What's the matter with you people? The way you act, you'd think I wasn't telling the truth.
Who? Us?
Well, sound man, there's somebody knocking at the door.
Very well, Mr. Burns. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please, while a graduate of Harvard, class of 29, goes to work. I open the door thusly, and I close it thusly. And my father thought I'd be a failure.
Quiet. Good evening. I am Dr. Kelso.
Oh, there's your patient, Doctor.
Patient?
Gracie was worried about you, George, so she called a doctor.
Well, look, I'm not that sick. A fella has a little cold, and they sent for a doctor.
Colds can sometimes be very dangerous. Mr. Burns, open your mouth and say, excuse me. Pardon me, say, Mr. Burns.
Well, this is going to be fine.
Now, personally, I avoid colds by drying myself thoroughly after taking a shower.
Gracie, this fellow certainly knows a lot about colds.
Well, he should. He's had one for years.
Say, Kildare, I think my cold is getting a little better.
You know, you people in show business should be careful. I've treated picture stars like Robert Taylor and Clark Gable.
Oh, please, Doctor. Taylor and Gable are nothing to sneeze at.
From now on, I'll have the scripts typed on Kleenex.
When I treated Mr. Gable, he was playing in the picture called Hurricane.
Senor Doctor, it's gone with the wind.
What's gone with the wind?
Your teeth.
Look, Doctor, will you please go away? I'm a nervous man.
Will you stick out your tongue, Mr. Burns?
All right.
Further. Further.
What a spot for a ski jump.
Gracie, why did you send for this fellow?
You know, you've got to be very careful about germs.
Yes, I can see that.
For years, we doctors have been trying to stop germs from spreading.
Well, why don't you make them wear little girdles?
Gracie, will you stop helping him? Look, Doctor.
This is more serious than I thought. I'd better use the portable X-ray machine on you, Mr. Burns. Get a little closer, please.
All right.
Now, stand still. This is amazing.
Oh, Doctor, let me take a look. Well, blow me down. Well, darned if he didn't.
Doctor, what do you see?
I see a round black thing in front of your heart.
In front of my heart?
There's something written on it. It says, "To Elsie with love from Popsy." It's a compact.
A compact? Artie, the music! Artie, sure, that was Artie Shaw playing King for a Day. You know, Artie, that was really a grand job.
Thanks, Poopsie.
Now, wait a minute, I'm not Poopsie.
No, well, let me see the compact.
Bud, isn't there something that you'd like to say now?
Yes?
Well, say it.
What's her phone number?
Bud, are you going to talk about phone numbers or about spam?
Oh, spam, of course, George.
Of course.
Spam is always handy to talk about and handy to use, too. In emergencies, when unexpected guests arrive, the modern housewife zips open a can of Spam instead of calling for help. She knows Spam will provide a rich, nourishing meal and please even the huskiest appetite. You see, Spam keeps without refrigeration, so this delicious, easy-to-use meat is always ready for quick action.
George, let me see the compact.
Gracie, Bud is talking.
Sure, everybody's talking.
Bud.
So when the doorbell rings unexpectedly, all you do is put on your best smile and say, "Come on in, Cousin Christopher." You haven't any mealtime problems with Spam. Just open a can of this tender, juicy meat, slice and arrange on a platter with a cool vegetable salad. Whip up a simple dessert, a tall glass of iced tea, and you'll make the family and guests say, "That's for me."
George, let me see the compact.
Gracie, Bud is trying to make an announcement. This broadcast goes from California to New York.
Yeah, and the compact goes from Poopsie to Elsie.
Bud.
Everybody likes the meaty flavor, the satisfying taste of Spam. Spam is good hot, too. Serve it fried with eggs for breakfast or have baked Spam for dinner. Just try those easy recipes on the label of the Spam can. You can have any one of them ready to serve in a jiffy. So be prepared for last-minute or unexpected meals. Be sure to ask for Spam, S-P-A-M, when you shop tomorrow.
Slice it, dice it, fry it, bake it, cold or hot, Spam hits the spot.
And now...
George, how did that compact get in your pocket?
Well, Gracie, do you want to hear the truth?
No, I don't want to hear the truth. I want to hear what happened.
Well, if you have to know, I was at a cafe last night, and they gave those compacts out to everybody.
Why was Elsie written on it?
Elsie? Well, it was a publicity stunt, and it was for Elsie the cow. That's it, Elsie. She's a Jersey cow.
Oh. She sounded more like she came from Brooklyn to me.
Well, I don't care what you think. It's the truth. Elsie is a cow. Come in.
Poopsie!
Here I go.
Oh, no. Don't look now, Ferdinand, but your cow is here.
Look, miss, will you wait outside?
Oh, no. Come in, Elsie. I want to hear you and Poopsie do a little billing and mooing.
Gracie, will you be quiet?
But, George, she's going to be your new partner.
My partner?
Uh-huh.
My partner? Gracie, how can she be my partner? She hasn't any talent.
Why, Poopsie, that's not what you told me in the taxi.
I didn't mean that, and stop calling me Poopsie.
But you said you were going to work with me.
That's ridiculous, Miss Tralafass. What could you and I do together?
Well, you could always play piggyback.
Piggyback? Look, will you all stop?
Yeah, we ought to leave George alone. Stop getting him excited.
Thanks, Artie.
He's nothing to poke fun at. He's nothing to ridicule. He's nothing to laugh at. In fact, he's just nothing.
Gracie, I don't want any new partner. I couldn't do anything without you. Where would I go? I'm too old to go back to Gus Edwards.
Why, George. I think you and Elsie will make a swell team.
Gracie, she knows nothing about radio. Besides, she's got a job. She's a dietitian.
You mean she fixes glasses?
No, fixes glasses.
I work with vitamins and calories.
What station are they on?
Gracie, vitamins and calories are not on the radio.
Full vitamin and cap calorie?
Look, I hardly know this girl. I never promised to put her on the radio.
Oh, you did so, Poopsie. Do you know, Miss Allen, a lot of people say I'll be another Molly McGee.
Well, you'll be swell together because George is a terrific fibber.
Elsie, will you wait outside?
Senor Burns?
Look, Elsie, will you wait outside?
Senor Burns?
Look, Elsie, just go outside and...
Hey, Poopsie!
Stop calling me Poopsie! What do you want, Senor Lee?
That Elsie, in her cheek, she's got very pretty dimples.
Dimples? It's dimples, not dumples. All you've got to do is take you out.
Take you out?
Yes.
Why, Poopsie, I didn't know you cared.
What have I done to deserve all this?
You promised to put Elsie on the radio.
Oh, Poopsie, I've got our new radio show all picked out, and it's going to be wonderful. I've got my uncle's band, Duke Pringle, and his rootin' tootin' tan.
Oh, that's
That ought to be great, yes.
And instead of the smoothies, I've got a school chum of mine, Leilani O'Brien.
Oh,
sounds fine, yeah.
wonderful.
And guess who I got for the announcer?
Who?
Can't
My
wait.
brother-in-law, Samuel Oglethorpe Jr.
Oh, that's wonderful. I can just hear that program now.
Crazy people! The Poopsie program, starring George and Elsie.
Spam, boom, spam.
Poopsie Burns and Elsie Trelafaz, Duke Prindle and his rootin' tootin' ten. For singing glee, we've got Leilani O'Brien. Last but not least, with Samuel Oglethorpe Jr.
Quiet! This is awful. I've had enough of this. Elsie, why don't you go home?
Spam program, Bud Easton speaking.
Hello, Bud. I want to talk to George Burns.
Oh, yes, sir. George, it's the sponsor.
I knew this would happen. Hello, I'm sorry about this.
I've listened to the whole show, and I think that new combination is sensational.
What new combination?
Gracie Allen and Elsie Tralafast, and I'm going to sign them up.
You're going to sign up Gracie Allen and Elsie Tralafast? What about me?
You can go and play piggyback, Poopsie.
Well, that's...
Before George and Gracie say goodnight, Gracie wanted me to tell you that when Mama brings the family for supper, Spam will headline the meal. It's so easy to use, this grand-tasting meat. Just open the can, and Spam is all ready to eat. And Gracie's brother won't find Spam a sissy's meal either, for the meaty flavor, the satisfying taste of Spam pleases even the huskiest appetite. Keep Spam on your pantry shelf. It doesn't need refrigeration. Get a supply when you shop tomorrow. Ask for SPAM Spam.
Thanks, Bud. Well, Gracie, say goodnight.
Well, good night.
Well, come on, Gracie. I'll take you home.
Now.
Come on, Gracie. Come on, I'll take you home.
Now, will you promise to put me on the radio, Poopsie?
Good night, folks.
Listen again next Monday night, same time, same station, for George Burns and Gracie Allen, with Artie Shaw and his orchestra, and the Smoothies, brought to you by Hormel and Spam. Until then, this is Bud Easton reminding you to remember that cold or hot, Spam hits the spot. Have you tried Hormel chili con carne? You may think you don't like chili, but chili con carne, the way Hormel makes it, is different, and everybody likes it. Double your money back if you don't like it. Try Hormel chili con carne tomorrow. This is the National
From
Broadcasting
Hollywood,
Company.
the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show for Hormel and Spam.
Crazy people. Spam, rebop, boom, spam. George Burns and Gracie Allen. Artie Shaw and his orchestra. For singing glee, we're the Smoothies three. Last but not least, and with Bud Easton.
Monday evening brings another Burns and Allen show to your house, and in just one sentence, I'm going to tell you why Spam is so popular with families everywhere. Ready? When you buy Spam, you know exactly what you're getting. For just as shown on the label, Spam is pure pork shoulder with ham meat added. Your guarantee of goodness and quality. And combine that with the many uses for this delicious meat, it's only natural that Spam is a hit, cold or hot. as you'll discover by trying the easy recipes on the label after you buy Spam when you shop tomorrow. And please, Mr. Shaw, I'm running out of breath, but I'm all through, so put a musical period on this for me, please. And here they are, those two Spam ambassadors of fun, George and Gracie.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Bud.
Hello, Gracie. Say, you should have been with me Saturday night. I went to a party at Irene Dunn's house.
By the way, Bud, what's Irene Dunn doing?
Done doing? George, what kind of English is that?
What kind of English is that?
Yeah.
I said, what's Irene Dunn doing?
You mean, what's Irene done?
Gracie, isn't Irene Dunn a motion picture star?
Well, yes. I saw her in My Favorite Wife.
Well, that's the picture that Irene Dunn did.
Done did? Oh, that's even worse than done doing.
Well, George, maybe I can help you. You see, Gracie, Irene Dunn told me that...
Dunn told you? Oh, what Irene Dunn told you, all Rochester?
Look, Gracie, when Irene Dunn does a picture, it doesn't mean that Irene Dunn done a picture. It means Irene Dunn did a picture. And the picture that Dunn did is what Dunn's done.
Do you feel all right, Daddy?
But why did you have to stop us?
Señor Burns, you say una cosa muy graciosa de esta película.
That's the guitar player, yes. What is it, Senor Lee?
I saw that picture with that Irene Dunn and that Kenny Grunt. He's wonderful.
Kenny Grunt?
See.
You mean Cary Grant?
Remember in the picture when she puts her arms around him and hugged him and squeezed him?
Yes.
Well, Kenny Grunt?
Artie, will you keep that South American park your carcass quiet?
Okay, Poopsie.
And stop with that Poopsie. That's what the girl called me here last week, and now it's all over.
Oh, George, I knew I had something to tell you. You know that sweet little girl who was up here last week? The one you promised to make your new partner on the radio?
You mean Elsie Tralafast?
Yeah, that's the one, Poopsie.
Stop calling me Poopsie. And I was only fooling when I promised to put her on the radio. Don't tell me that she's taking it to heart.
Oh, worse than that, she's taking it to court.
She's taking it to court?
Yeah, and when she told me that she was suing you for $10,000, I told her a thing or a couple.
$10,000?
Yes, I said to her, I said, Elsie, by the time you get through buying the clothes to wear in front of the jury, paying your lawyer and paying your court expenses, you'll have nothing left out of the $10,000.
Well,
what's the sense of it?
That's right. Did she see your point?
Certainly did.
Oh, good.
Now she's suing you for $200,000.
You ad-libbed 100. 200,000?
Oh, don't worry about it, George. A friend of mine was sued for $150,000, and he didn't pay a cent.
Well, Artie, I'd like to meet him.
Well, you can talk to him tomorrow.
Well, good.
Visiting hours are from 2 to 4.
Well, I'm certainly in a lovely mess. Now I'll have to get a lawyer, and it'll probably cost me thousands of dollars.
Oh, not the lawyer I hired for you.
You hired a lawyer for me?
Yeah, and he's very cheap.
Well, how do you know he's cheap?
Well, I had lunch with him today, and I had to pay my own check.
Gracie, did anybody ever tell you that you were a little imbecilic?
Yes, a picnic one.
I see.
But I guess he didn't mean it because I never saw him again.
Everything happens to me. A lawsuit for $200,000.
Senor Burns?
What?
If you're looking for a good lawyer, get my uncle. He handled the Dreyfus case.
The Dreyfus case? You mean Alexander Dreyfus from Devil's Island?
No, the taxi Dreyfus from Coney Island.
$200,000. I wouldn't pay that Elsie Tralafast a nickel.
Good for you, George. That'll help me a whole lot.
How will it help you?
I'll be able to tell our listeners that both you and Spam are in the can.
Well, that hit the spot.
Thanks, George.
I thought so. And here I was saving my money for when I was old and decrepit.
Yeah, and just when you are, look what happened.
This whole thing is absurd.
Well, George is right. That Elsie is nothing but a gold digger, and I told her plenty, too. I told her that before she'd get a dime from you, George, you'd draw all your money out of the bank.
Oh, that wouldn't frighten a girl like Elsie.
Oh, it wouldn't, huh? It scared her so that she tied up your bank account.
Tied up my bank account?
Oh. Look, George passed out.
Well, I can't understand it, Bud. Wouldn't you think he'd be interested in what I'm telling him?
While the boss is out, the Smoothies, Babs, Charlie, and Little will sing Cherry Berry Beans.
Oh, cherry bean, oh, cherry bean, cherry bean, he waits for her each night beneath her balcony. Cherry bean, he begs to hold her tight, but no, she won't agree. Cherry bean, she throws a rose and blows a kiss from up above. Cherry bean, cherry bean, cherry bean, they're so in love. When the moon hangs low in Napoli, there's a handsome melody. Every night he sings so happily, so his lady love can hear. In a manner so bravissimo, he repeats his serenade, and his heart beats so fortissimo when she raises her Venetian shade. Shiver bean, shiver bean, shiver bean, shiver bean, oh, shiver bean. He waits her each night beneath her balcony. Shiver bean, he begs to hold her tight, but no, she won't agree. No, she won't agree. Shiver bean, she throws rose a kiss from up above. Shiver bean, shiver bean. He sings to her each night under the pale moonlight.
Shiver bean, he waits for her each night beneath her balcony.
Shiver bean, he begs to hold her tight, but no, she won't agree. Shiver bean, she throws her rose and blows the kiss from up above. Shiver bean, shiver bean. Now they sing of love, they're both so much in love. Oh, shiver bean, oh, shiver bean, oh, shiver bean.
Oh, George is still out. Artie, hold his head while I give him another spoonful of this medicine.
Well, Gracie, that's extract of bitters. That's extract of bitters. That's terrible stuff.
I know. Hold his head while I give him another spoonful. Another spoonful.
Gracie, you're spilling half of that medicine on his chin. Wipe it off.
I can't. It burns my fingers.
Well, listen, George, I've got some bad news. Oh, gee, he's still out, huh?
Yeah, hold his head, Artie.
Well, listen. Elsie Sweetheart is outside, and he's a big bruiser, and I can't hold him, and he says he's going to come in here and mop up the floor with George. Shall I call for help?
Oh, no. He and George can mop up this floor without any help.
Gee, this is awful. What'll we do?
Well, how about you and me going to Ciro's tonight?
Oh. Look, is George coming too?
No, just you and I.
Oh. He's coming out of his faint. Shall I tell him about Elsie's sweetheart, that big bruiser who's coming here to beat him up?
No, not that. He'll fight again. He'll faint again.
Oh, that's all right. There's plenty of medicine left.
Oh, where am I? Oh, I know. Boy, this lawsuit has certainly left a bitter taste in my mouth.
Gracie, that's Elsie's sweetheart.
Hey, Soundman, that's probably my lawyer. Let him in.
Mr. Burns, before I open the door, do your insurance policies carry double indemnity in case of death by accident?
Well, yes.
You are a very lucky man, weren't you?
Soundman, will you let my lawyer in?
Well, you asked for it.
Who's George Burns?
Uh-oh, here comes malicious.
I'm George Burns.
Oh, so you're George Burns.
That's
so
right.
What about you and Elsie Tralafax?
Well, he doesn't know her. He's never heard of her, have you, George?
Certainly I know Elsie Tralafax. I know her very well. And, mister, if you're going to help me out of this legal jam, I might as well tell you the truth.
Good.
I'll give it to you straight in the shoulder.
Or vice versa.
Just how well did you know Elsie Trellifax?
Well, I'm not a man who likes to boast, but on the other hand, this is no time to hold anything back.
Calling Dr. Kildare. Calling Dr. Kildare.
One night about a week ago, I was taking her home in a taxi, and I put my arm around her.
Like this?
Yeah, but I held her a little tighter.
You mean like this?
Oh, wait a minute, not that tight.
Oh, that was quite a crush.
Yeah, it couldn't have killed me. And after I took Elsie home, we were standing in the hallway.
Senor Burns?
Standing in the hallway with Elsie, you see.
Senor Burns?
And we were both in the hallway.
Hey, Poopsie!
What is it, Senor Lee?
Can I have your tooth powder after you get your teeth knocked out?
I'm not going to get my teeth knocked out.
I know something that you don't know.
Artie, will you keep that stale character quiet? So we were standing in the hallway, and I put my lips against Elsie's, and she...
George, shall I play my number now?
What number?
Get out of town before it's too late.
Artie, you're not playing that number.
No, this is the number you're playing, Artie. Let me get at the piano. When April showers will come your way, be careful, Poopsie, of what you say. We're trying to tell you, take it on the lamb. This fellow isn't what you think he is. If you want to continue for Sam, just keep your mouth shut.
Oh, quiet. Anyway, mister, I was standing in the hallway with Elsie, and she threw her arms around me. Stop, man. Stop slamming the door. You know I hate bangs.
You hate bangs? Then keep your mouth shut. You've said enough.
Oh, quiet.
Yeah, what's going on?
This guy behind you is pretty tough.
You'll be looking up at daisies that you won't be able to smell.
Wah, 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 wah. Whenever Elsie's boyfriend comes along.
Good evening, Forest Lawn.
Look, what's going on here? Here I am worrying about $200,000 lawsuit, and everybody's singing.
Say, did Elsie ever happen to mention her boyfriend?
Yeah, I heard her say something. She's going around with some dope or something.
Dope?
Hold your hats, boys. Here it comes.
You did say dope, didn't you?
Yeah, some big dope or something. Sound man, why are you opening the door? There's nobody going out.
That's what you think. Hey, Mr. Burns, I think we can talk this over better in the alley.
Yeah, it's too noisy in here. Come on, let's go.
George, don't done what Irene done. He'll be done.
What Irene done? What's that?
Irene Dunn told me it's Elsie's boyfriend.
What, Irene Dunn? Who's afraid of Elsie's boyfriend? Why, with one hand I can crumple him to pieces.
I'm Elsie's boyfriend.
And with the other hand I can... Oh.
What happened?
Oh, George has fainted. Artie, hold his head while I give him some more medicine.
Yeah, when he comes to, tell him that he's not only being sued for $200,000 for breach of contract, but I'm suing him for $300,000 for alienation of affection. Goodbye, everybody. And goodbye, Poopsie. Well, what are we going to do with George? He fainted again. Can't anybody do something?
I can do something.
Well, do it.
I'll be delightful. Yo tengo buena suerte con todos los jueguitos, pero lo que es mi fuerte es el juego de amorcitos. Hay una muchachita quien yo quiero conquistar, les apuesto lo que quieran, que la voy a ganar. Se llama Nada, ella es mi nada, mi nada no hace nada más que amar. Yo quiero a Nada, no hago nada, más que de mi nada soñar. Cuando beso a mi nada, nada beso al parecer, pero nada tiene todo para hacerme arder. Yo quiero a Nada, no hace nada, nada más que amar.
Oh, Artie, hold his head. I'll give him another spoonful.
Boop, boop.
Gracie, is this medicine good for fainting?
Oh, it's marvelous for fainting.
How do you know?
Well, every time I give my daddy a spoonful, he faints.
Oh. What happened? Who am I?
George Burns.
Where am I?
George Burns. Oh, who types these things anyway?
Where am I?
On the spam program.
What's spam?
What, spam? Boy, you must be groggy if you don't remember what spam is. Why, George, spam is what you have fried with eggs for breakfast. Spam is what you have for lunch, sliced cold in spamwiches. Spam is what you have baked whole for dinner.
Oh, yes, but I remember now.
And you ask me what's spam. Why, George, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, I'm a bad boy.
Why, everybody knows that spam is tender, delicious meat, all ready to eat as it comes from the can.
All right, but I'm sorry.
Easy to serve, economical to use. Spam is the reason housewives are spending less time in the kitchen and still giving their families good food on the dot.
I apologize, but spam is wonderful.
Well, thanks, George.
Yes, I didn't mean it, but I'm so sorry.
Okay, sit down. Now, ladies, here's a grand suggestion for dinner tomorrow night. Open a can of Spam, S-P-A-M. As I said before, it's all ready to eat, so just slice Spam and serve with tomatoes, corn on the cob, a simple dessert, and your favorite beverage. You'll have nothing but compliments from the whole gang because the meaty flavor, the grand taste of Spam satisfies even the huskiest appetite. And when you try the other recipes on the label, you'll discover Spam has dozens of uses, cold or hot. So remember, you'll spend a lot of time out of the kitchen when you keep Spam on your pantry shelf. It needs no refrigeration. Get a supply when you shop tomorrow. Just say to your food dealer, I want Spam.
I want Spam.
Slice it, dice it, fry it, bake it, cold or hot. Spam hits the spot.
Oh, now I remember. Elsie Trelifast's boyfriend. What happened to him?
He's gone.
I wish that lawyer would come. Being sued for $200,000. Why, if I lose that case, it'll be like taking the shirt off my back.
Well, here comes Striptease Burns now.
Striptease Burns?
Yeah, 'cause her boyfriend is suing you for $300,000.
$300,000? Oh.
Artie, hold his head.
Oh, well.
Say, George looks flushed. Has anybody got a thermometer?
Here's one, Senor Bud. I got it off the wall.
That's a barometer, not a thermometer.
In his condition, he'll know the difference?
Oh, give it to me, Bud. Open his mouth, Artie. My, this is awful.
Well, what's wrong with George? What does it say?
He's partly cloudy in the southern region. Artie, hold his head.
Oh, Bud, take the barometer out of George's mouth.
Oh, here it is.
And now put his teeth back in.
Now give him another spoonful.
Gracie, that's the 30th spoonful you've given him, and it hasn't done him any good.
I know.
Well, then why are you making him finish all that terrible medicine?
I want to get my nickel back in the bottle.
Where is he?
Who?
The lawyer. He's supposed to be here. Oh, my head.
Oh, what's the matter, George?
I don't feel well. I've got spots in front of my eyes.
Oh, then that stuff I gave you is a fake.
Fake?
Yeah, look what it says here in the bottle. Good for removing spots.
Gracie, that's Carbona.
Senor Burns?
Yes, what is it, Senor Lee?
Once I had a date with Brenda and Carbona.
Brenda and Carbona? Carbona makes you sick.
Brenda is a doll?
Artie, will you send that broken-down guitar player back to local 802? Oh, this must be him. Come in.
Mr. Burns?
Yes?
My name is Jules Covey, attorney at law. I'm calling with reference to the Elsie Trelifast case.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Mr. Covey, as I'd like to explain the whole thing to you.
Well, that's what attorneys are for, Mr. Burns.
Well, now, to begin with, I did take Elsie Trelifast out a few times. She was young and pretty, and after all, I'm only human.
George, don't say anything you can't prove.
I've got that down, Mr. Burns.
Well, anyway, the first night I met her, we drove out to the beach, and the radio was playing, and I had the pot of gold on.
Is that prettier than a derby?
Will you be quiet?
Go ahead, Mr. Burns. I'm writing it down.
So we were driving along, and I kept telling her how pretty she was and how smart she was and Pretty soon we came to a lonely spot, and I ran out of compliments.
Well, that's a new one. Most fellows run out of gas.
Gracie, for your information, there are lots of couples who don't neck in parked cars.
Yeah, the woods are full of them.
All right, so maybe I kissed her a few times. But please, Gracie, it's very important that the lawyer hears my story.
I've got that down, Mr. Burns.
Of course, that wouldn't look very good to a jury, so when we get to court, Mr. Colby, let's cut out the kissing.
You mean you and he'll just hold hands?
Gracie, will you keep still?
Go ahead, Mr. Burns. I've got that down.
Well, you can tell the jury that I'm a man of very fine character.
George, Mr. Colby just met you. He doesn't even know you.
Well, if he doesn't know George, then he can say it.
Ah, well, this cast is always kidding me like this, Mr. Colby. But they'll be glad to be character witnesses for me, won't you, boys?
Oh, you bet your life we will, George. I'll be glad to stand up in court and tell them what a wonderful guy you are.
Oh, thanks, Bud.
How much does it pay?
You know, now you've got me so confused I don't know which way to turn.
Oh, a Los Angeles driver, huh?
A lot of fine friends.
Senor Burns,
What is it, Senor Lee?
for 50 cents, I will tell the jury that you are a perfect gentleman.
50 cents, huh?
Okay.
I won't pay it.
All right, so I'll say you're good for nothing.
You got that down, Mr. Colby?
Poor George, he started out looking for a character witness, and look what happened.
No witness?
No character.
Oh, keep still. Anyway, Mr. Colby, I met this Elsie Tralafast in a restaurant, and you never saw anybody eat so much in your life. She ordered a double porterhouse steak, and in 2 seconds, she looked up at me, and what do you think she said?
I've got that down, Mr. Burns.
That was exactly what she said. You see, it really was a lot of innocent fun.
Oh, so that's what happened.
Well, not exactly. That's what I want you to tell the jury. If the opposing side knew the real facts, I wouldn't have a leg to stand on. You see, between you and me, I did promise to put Elsie Tralafast on the radio.
I see what you mean, Mr. Burns. And believe me, I can't possibly lose this case. Good day.
Good day. Now, there's a great lawyer. See, Gracie? He says he can't lose.
Oh, that's what he says. I'll bet your lawyer will beat him.
My lawyer? My lawyer?
Yes?
Who was that?
Elsie Tralafast's lawyer.
Elsie Tralafast.
Oh. Artie, hold his head.
Before George and Gracie return to say goodnight, they want me to tell you that Spam is a mighty good mealtime hint for your household tomorrow and every day. Ask for Spam, S-P-A-M, when you shop tomorrow and try the easy recipes on the label.
Well, thanks, Bud. Well, Gracie, say goodnight.
Oh, good night. And by the way, George, here's some good news. You know, it didn't do Elsie Tralafast any good to tie up your money.
Swell, Gracie. Why?
Well, I found out that your bank just failed.
Oh.
Artie, hold his head.
Well, will George come to by next week? Will he win the case? Will he have to pay $100,000? What will happen? Who cares? Good night.
Listen again next Monday night, same time, same station, for George Burns and Gracie Allen, with Artie Shaw and his orchestra and the Smoothies, brought to you by Hormel and Spam. Until then, this is Bud Heaston reminding you to remember that cold or hot, Spam hits the spot. Have you tried Hormel chili con carne? You may think you don't like chili, but chili con carne, the way Hormel makes it, is different, and everybody likes it. Double your money back if you don't like it. Try Hormel chili con carne tomorrow. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Thank you for listening to HOJO Radio. We'll be back again very soon.